years I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capping space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capping space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la.
Well, hello. Hopefully, is the audio good right now? I'm still using those headphones that y'all talked to me into using last time, so I'm hoping the sound is not effed up like it was 2 streams ago. Hi, Miss Sunshine. How are you? And she was obsessing over me. What was she saying now? But when is she not obsessing over me? Let's be honest. If she's on vacation, she's obsessing over me. If it's the holidays, she's obsessing over me. If it's time to get her kids prepared for school, she's obsessing over my daughter. Knows when my daughter was supposed to go to school at her old one, but doesn't know when her own fucking kids are supposed to go to school. That's pretty fucking bad. Yeah. So when is she not obsessing over me? Let's be honest, because I have yet to know of a time of her not doing that. But I don't know what she was saying. What was she talking about now? Because, I was going to hear, this is where I differ from her. So y'all know on my birthday, I had a stream, like we had fun. Nothing was even said about that psychopath, really. Like we just had fun over here. I got some super chats and stuff, and it was really, really nice. And, really, it was such a positive, fun stream. Nobody gave a shit about that psychopath. So what's she doing? Sending me cash apps from her second account, because the first cash app account I blocked her on. So she's sending me cash apps, call me names. Then we have Maria sending me shit. Well, I don't know if it was Maria and Ann did it this birthday. Actually, I don't know. I'd have to look, but I think they did it before. Hi, Canuck. Good to see you. Thank you, Miss Wendy, for letting me know the sound is good. But yeah, y'all know what she did on my birthday. She was trying to derail the stream and run her fucking mouth as always. Then she does a whole stream to mock me for my birthday, and then had a man, Patrick, come up pretending to be my ex-husband to cuss me out, call me a bitch, to mock the DV that I went through with that man for 20 years. That's what this bitch did on my birthday. So I would sit here and think, I think we should cover that drunk stream of hers, that 12-hour drunk stream she did. But then I was like, maybe we shouldn't, because I don't want to ruin anybody's birthday. But kind of find out she's still running her fucking mouth about me on her birthday. Maybe we'll cover it anyways. Maybe we should cover it anyways, Oh, Adam and Sassy, y'all aren't green. It's okay. When this is done, though, we'll be good to remember. So I'm glad y'all are going to catch it now. How are you doing? Hi, Adam. Good to see you, Miss Wendy. I don't know if you got my last message that I sent to you, but don't give up. Please don't give up. let's still work on it. Let's figure it out. But we're gonna try. I was gonna just do one stream and call it a day, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we'll show everybody what a fucking drunk she is. She's got a real problem. Like, she seriously got issues. So I don't know. Maybe we need to cover it. Like I said, I was sitting here thinking maybe not. Maybe we'll let the bitch have the day off for her birthday. But and let me just say something. Could she be any born on a more perfect day? Could she? What she thinks? She Paris Hilton? It's your birthday month. How many times are you gonna celebrate your birthday, bitch? Do you didn't grift enough? Can we see the receipts that you use that money to get your roof fixed? Can we see the receipts that you use that money to get your dishwasher fixed? Can we see the receipts that you went and got your extensions done? Can we see the receipts you got Botox? But then again, we know you did those two because you're so fucking hung up on your over your vanity. So of course you did those. But when it comes to your house, the place for your kid to live at safely, you don't give a shit about that, because if you did, you wouldn't go around breaking out the windows in your daughter's bedroom. Now, would you? No, you wouldn't. So, those I believe you did. I do believe you got your extensions because you look shit, like you've been looking like shit for a while. So I do believe you did that, and I do believe you got your Botox. Trying to you stop your drooping face. You want to talk about everybody else's face? Let's talk about yours. But no, I don't know what she said. If you want to fill me in, Mod 148, or what do you? I'd like to know. Hi, Daniel. How are you? You reply to me? Okay, I have not been back on there since. Hi, Crystal. So I guess is what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is I want to talk about this Paul and Mary thing, because look, I was going to go live last night and then I saw John go live. So I was like, well, first Josh went live. So I was like, I'll wait for Josh to be done. And then before Josh finished, John went live and I saw that he was upset. And I know that he was playing the recordings of Paul, the recorded phone call. So I tuned in, and of course that went on for a while. So I just called it a day. Right? Isn't that sad? Isn't that so sad of her? Hi, Lust. She's sick. She's sick. But no one understood remember, they put on those walrus costumes. Her and Land put on walrus costumes. And the reason I know is because I put a privacy complaint. She was letting a bitch dox me in the chat. So I did a privacy complaint and went through. Imagine that, and they took it down. So upset of that, are you? But yeah, they were doxing, but had this man come up, Patrick, cruising with Patrick, come up pretending to be Keaton, to call me a bitch, cuss me out, pretend he was and then had Titty Lamb pretending to be me and pretending I was crying because my husband is calling me a bitch and stuff. That's not funny. That's not funny at all. That's sick. You're a fucking demented person. So, like I said, I think I'm going to cover that about how Paul and what Mary Staley are doing to John, not coming to John's defense, but the reason why I don't think Miss Mary understands why it's so bad what she's doing is because of what Brooke does to people. Because this isn't just a normal person who's going to let shit go. No, this psycho, Brooke, was before the story even really broke. Like John did the one story with it, with Mary speaking in the chat. Y'all remember that? And John was just letting Mary know that Paul was missing. And why do we all know about that? Because Karini made a post talking about Paul was missing. She was already leaving comments on her Instagram, Brooke was, stating, if John is scamming the world, hell hath no fury. Or was, if John is helping Paul scam the world, saying he's missing, hell hath no fury. As if she was going to make his life hell and she was going to make him suffer for it, right? No, there's no supporting. That's what you got it. Let's not do that. There's no supporting. This is about Psycho Brooke and what she does with shit. She will turn the smallest things into you're gonna go to war. She gonna make sure you're gonna try to go to jail. So it's because it's part of 90 Day Fiance. I'm so tired that everybody else could commentate on it or speak on it, but I can't. If you missed the stream, and I'm sure you didn't because people blew their lids, there's no forgiveness or forgetting the shit John said to me, and I'm sure he doesn't forget me showing those pictures. I can't give forgiveness on things that are unforgivable. I can't. I'm never going to sit here and say, oh, he's such an amazing. It's just not. That's just not possible. I'm not going to sit here and do that. The reason I'm having conversations because I don't live to fight every day. I don't want to fight every day. And if I could get an agreement that he won't come at me or my mods and vice versa, I'm going to take it because it's been war, nonstop war for almost 3 years between me and him. Now, I don't regret anything about covering the things I've covered except showing those pictures because I didn't know it hurt him the way they hurt him. And I don't want anybody hurt like that. Even Stalker, I don't want her to hurt like that. So that's my regret in the whole thing is I showed those pictures because I really didn't know they were hurting him like they were hurting him. And again, I wouldn't even want that for the psycho stalker panhandling blobby. So if I don't want it for her and she's made my life hell, like 4 years almost and daily, if I don't want that for her, I don't want that for him. And that's just because that's just being a person. That's just me as a human. It's not any all that other shit. But no, if you think anything's forgiven, forgotten, and like, no, it's not. It's just, why keep it going? Why keep it going? Like, he helped me out when it came to court. He didn't have to. I truly was scared. I've never been in a court situation being on that end. Never. I've never been in trouble with the law before. This is new. That was new to me. He's been in that situation, and he's the one that sent me a cash app saying, I want to help, like, let's talk because you're going to get yourself in trouble, do this for that. So that's where it went from there. And that was it. He didn't have to help me with that. And the fact that he went first and had a lawyer and stuff, I think that helped both of us. Now, I don't know what happened in his court with Maria. I was there. I didn't testify on his behalf. He didn't testify on my behalf. There was none of that. But I think that's like the main reason the judge was already fed the fuck up when it got to our situation with me and Momo. And just like I don't want Momo to win against me because it was undeserved, vice versa. I didn't think she deserved one against him either. That woman's gone further than I think the most. Her and Brooke are the worst so far. Well, Brooke, anyone who thinks Brooke is any different, she's not. She's not. Brooke does this shit. She genuinely enjoys hurting people. Genuinely enjoys hurting people. She doesn't have a bunch of trauma that she's working through. She don't have none of that. She just enjoys hurting people. She's a drunk, a big time fucking drunk. And it'd be different if she wasn't a nurse to the extent of why is a nurse acting like this? Why is a nurse acting like this? And why do we bring that up? Because a nurse is supposed to care about people. Again, my grandmother was chief nurse. She was a pillar in the community. She was admired by all the staff at the hospital. She was in the commercials, all that shit. My grandmother, that's the woman that I was the closest to as a family member growing up, besides parents, of course. But that's the woman I look forward to seeing every day. I know what a nurse is supposed to be like. And my aunt, who is her daughter, my dad's sister, also was a nurse and chief nurse on her staff. So I know what nurses are supposed to act like. And this is the opposite of anything I've ever seen a nurse do to other people. And I thought it was just a fluke. And I thought, oh, it's just because this is, maybe it's just her and no other nurses are like that. But apparently, again, on TikTok, there's this whole thing about how they're constantly saying the biggest bullies in school end up becoming nurses. So it's just, yeah, that's the reason I mention it all the time is that situation. And then she goes at people that tries to get RO so they can't go at her. Right. And she does that all the time. Aw, Suzanne, how are you 2 months already? Wait a minute. How does that work? You just got gifted a membership. How long ago? Like, didn't Suzanne just get gifted a week or two ago? How does that work? Why is it already 2 months? Nonetheless, thank you so much. Here, let's do a little video just to say thank you. Let's bring in the birthday girl, the so fucking wealthy birthday girl who needs all y'all's money all the fucking time and is always mentioning her cash apps all the fucking time.
The only reason he died and the reason that I'm so fucking wealthy, bitch. So fucking wealthy, bitch. Fucking wealthy, bitch.
Yo. You're so fucking wealthy. Yeah, bitch. So you say you're fucking wealthy. but you can't pay attorney. So you're saying you are wealthy, but you're still paying mortgage. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Fucking wealthy. Yeah, bitch. Shut the hell up.
Okay, what's your name again? Camis, what? I don't know what your name is. I think in John's it was, you had a different name in John. So whatever your name is that what I said? Did y'all hear me say all nurses are bullies? Or did I just sit here and say I know what a nurse is supposed to act like? I know what it means to be a nurse and to take care of people and nurturing people. Did I say that? Did I say all nurses are bullies? Or did I say the worst bullies in school usually do grow up to become nurses? How they're on TikTok, it's a thing that a lot of the worst bullies in school end up becoming nurses. Did I say all? Or did I say the majority of bullies, the worst in schools, become nurses? How that's a whole thing. How there's it's not what I'm saying, so it's not a fluke. That is actually becoming pretty common these days, that nurses become bullies or bullies become nurses. But again, all no, like you totally missed my whole thing about my grandmother and my aunt. Look, you obviously you're here to fight. I don't want to fight with you, so please just pay attention. Okay, yeah, Paul is it. Look, let me bring this up. I shouldn't be shocked that Brooke wants to cheer on another abuser. I shouldn't be shocked. She cheers on mine. We know for a fucking fact Paul is an abusive piece of shit. And if you don't know about it, we've covered it on this channel where I pulled up all the clips of what Paul's put Carini through. So for everyone that goes after Carini, I don't think it's Carini's fault. I think Carini got used and all that, and maybe she made the post because she was scared what the repercussions were going to be. Maybe she thought she was going to be winning. If the court thought Paul was gone, maybe she thought, hey, if I show up, I could get custody and Paul will be left out. Maybe there's an explanation why Carini did what she did. I'm willing to bet she was talked into it, but I don't want to speculate too much because Carini is a victim of DV. But I am I shouldn't be shocked because Brooke, that's what she does. She cheers on abusers. Yeah, I knew it was bullshit too. She cheers on abusers. That's what that lady does. But how funny is it? Girl, how are you going to drag John for it and not Paul or his mama? Now, the things John said to his mama, let's not. I was sad. I was sad about it because I thought is doing what she thinks is right. We have seen his mom vouch for him in some really fucked up shit in the past. And I think just like Karini's a victim of DV, I think Paul's mom is a victim of DV, whether it's narcissistic, physical, emotional, or what. I think his mom is a victim of DV as well. And I think it stems from somewhere. I don't think Paul is a one-off. I think that it comes from somewhere else. So that's why hi, Amber. What's up? Hi, Miss Susan. Miss Susan, did I say hi already? Crystal, did I say hi already? Adam, I think I said hi to Adam for sure. I know, but it shouldn't show up that you got gifted a membership till like last week though, so that's really weird. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Did you get any more donations by any chance? I hope you did. But yeah, it's just like Brooke to back up the abuser, not ask any questions. Again, how are you going to drag John for this shit, but not Paul? And Paul, stupid as fuck too. Paul, do you really think Brooke's she don't give a shit about throwing your ass under the bus to go investigate your ass? She's using you to shout out her channel as a new blogger, which, what a great blogger. She spent 2 years straight bullying people, and she's done maybe 2 or 3 streams outside of that don't involve bullying other people. How sweet. Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. But you were so fucking dumb. If it wasn't for John being involved in the story, she wouldn't give a shit. Okay? If John wasn't involved, she wouldn't give a shit. Shyla, I said what he said, which last night was wrong. I think you might have missed it. That I don't like what he said last night. And it was sad. I was sad about it. Because I was sad about it. I don't think and again, I really wish you rewind a little bit because I just said that I don't think anybody should be jumping Paul's mom's ass because I feel she's a victim of DV in some capacity because of Paul, just like Karini is, and that's why nobody should go after Karini either, because you do a lot of bad shit to try to appease your abusers in situations like that. This isn't a drag other, like I've made it. Yeah, I'm not on board with what was said. That's y'all didn't see me nowhere, did you? No. It wasn't the worst I ever heard him. No, and everybody knows where I stood on this stuff and other stuff too. But I have this stream where Paul's mom calls John on stream, and then Paul calls his mom, and you can hear all that because how is that lady now going around saying that she knew he wasn't missing, or I don't like, because here's the thing, if she gets the ball rolling on investigating John, they're gonna all be in trouble. Well, now I don't know if John be in trouble, but like the mama and Paul will be in trouble because that will get, like, don't you understand that? Don't they understand that? How are they going to investigate John for breaking the story when Karini broke the story? Again, I think it's because she went through DV, so she's probably willing to do whatever it takes to get him off her back. But I think the mom is fucked at this point because she's either going to have to come out and say Paul faked this, Paul did this to get out of court, or she's going to say she knew about it. Because just acting like you didn't know, like, that's not going to work because you helped John break the story. But at the same time, I don't think the anger that I saw go on her was really sad to me. It was really sad because I felt like she was doing what she could to be there for her son, and I felt like he's the one that put her in that position. Oh my gosh, what's going to be done about the dogs? The worst thing I ever heard was the night of super chat extravaganza when they pretend they didn't watch, make excuses for what right. Like they ever called him out for any of the shit he said about anyone in this community? No. Have I? Yes. Again, I wish people would rewind and listen because I already addressed how I felt about things that were said last night. It was on TMZ, all that. So what are they going to investigate him for? Let's be honest. What are they going to investigate him for? I think it's really weird that the mom was stating, oh, I'm just going to have faith that nothing's wrong with him. I'm just going to have faith it's communication. Now, she could genuinely have meant that, or she already knew he was okay, possibly. But the phone call that when she called in to John, trying to be like, when John was breaking the story that Paul faked it all, and the way Paul's speaking to his mom, that's why I feel really bad for the mom, because she got put in a bad situation at that point. Because Paul was coming back home soon, and y'all see the stress he causes her. So I was going to play that where that happens. But to hear that those dogs are outside at all that fucking time, aren't they in Kentucky or something? Let's look. Well, it's 71 right now. The temperatures in Kentucky is 71 right now, but it actually, it's only gotten up to like 80, 84, but that's right now. So what has it been for the past month, maybe? Let's see. Well, it doesn't get as hot there as it gets here. That's for fucking sure. But it still gets too fucking hot. It still gets way too damn hot for those dogs to be out there the whole time. And to know that the mom has to come over to even bring the dogs water, food, or whatnot. That's really sad. And like, what are they staying in as well? Because last time I knew Paul was on the show, now I haven't watched the show in a long, long fucking time. But weren't they in like this itty bitty little doghouse? Now I don't know if that's changed or not, but the winter, yeah. And I hope and now I do agree though. I do agree that calling the animal control isn't the best option either, because if they don't get those dogs adopted out in time, y'all know what happens: euthanization. So, like the others, I hope someone can get them in somewhere else. Like, just make posts at least. TMZ was after John went live about it. Oh, were they? Okay. Yeah, Karini's definitely was. Yeah, that, like I said, that's what started the ball rolling. There was a bunch of TikTok videos of everybody stating that they thought Paul was missing and dead and all that before John even said anything. Hi, BB, how are you? Yeah, it's called, there's animal control, but if they don't get adopted out in time, they get K'd, unless you get a no-K shelter, but animal services are usually not the one that does that. You had to usually call someone else. I forget who it was. Someone in chat said that they had some options they could call, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if anyone's going to do anything, but to know that Karini's in that house without the kids and she won't even go outside to take care of the dogs or feed them, what the hell is wrong with that? And then to find out they're feeding the dogs ribs, that's splinters. It's a shock they're still doing well. And I say doing well because we don't know what shape they're in, but oh, are you? Oh, okay. So, do you know of an animal service? Do you know about this Paul situation? Because I'm about to play some of the clip when it broke that he faked it all, and it all went down on a guy's stream named John Yates. He's a blogger for 90 Day. There's two bloggers going to war over the situation, but the only reason I'm speaking on it is because the person is now going to try to get someone arrested over this shit. How crazy is that? They're trying to get someone arrested over it who is not a part of the family, who, like, that's the shit that's crazy to me. And his mom was begging John, like, John, just stop this harassment. It's not going to stop though, because of who has their like teeth in the story. Because a person who is now hell bent on this, like the person who thinks John faked all of it, she's not going to let up. She is going to try to get someone arrested over it. She already made a post before it even broke that he faked it, saying if John helped Paul scam the world about this, hell hath no fury. But because she hates John more than she does Paul, now she's buddying up to Paul and his mom to try to put it all on John. Like, that is so stupid. So I was going to play the clip where the phone call happened, and we could hear what Paul says to his mom. Oh, are you? I didn't know that. And there's a lot of no-kill, okay, that take the animals before they get put down there. Well, let's hope so. But I hope the dogs are safe until then. I just don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the stream that happened where it all went down, where the news broke that it was all fake. Okay, it's right where his mom calls, I believe. Let's get to it. Now, I'm going to just have to mute myself, because when I do the audio, all right, actually, I'm going to try it without muting myself. Y'all tell me the audio, how bad, if it's really, really bad or not. Okay, let me know if that's really bad, Crystal. Now, I do end up rewinding it and going backwards, so I catch the rest of it. No, I don't want anybody going real life here. No, I hope the mom goes and gets the dogs and moves them to her house. I don't know what the situation is with the mom, but the mom said she doesn't mind taking care of the dogs. So maybe they need to go to her house. Maybe, I don't know. But Karini, going over there once a day and those dogs staying out in the heat like that is not going to be, that's not good. Especially with the winter coming up. And then John was asking Paul about the dogs being out there. He's like, well, you could put an AC out there. Yeah, but do you? Is there one out there? Clearly not. Because if you said you could put one out there, it means it's not out there. And then talk about the winner. Well, you could put, Tori, bless your heart, honey. It's okay. You could put you could put a heater out there. Well, again, yeah, but are you? So is it sound really bad with that? Hi, Sly. Oh, man. They fixed it. Damn, that's sad. That's really sad. So if the mom, how is the mom trying to put that all on John now? Is what I don't get. She herself said she wanted to go to the embassy about Paul. So how does this work? Again, the mom is in a bad situation because if either she has to rat on her son and saying her son faked all this and she had no idea and she really was worried, or like to put it all on John is not going to work because, honey, you were just as involved in the whole thing, just as involved. So if I was the mom, even though it'd be really hard, I would sit there and tell everybody, I really thought he was missing. Y'all need to investigate Paul. I'm an innocent bystander. I didn't know. But to try to put it all on him is not working. Here's Paul calling. So can y'all let me know, can y'all hear it? Which, come to find out, she did tell John about the court thing. So, but I don't blame her one bit not wanting that out there because look how Paul speaks to her. Do you know how many court orders you violated? Oh, y'all can't hear it? Okay, all right, give me a second. Let me fix it, y'all. I'm sorry about that. All right, let's go back to what we were doing. All right, I'm going to unmute myself. Thank you, y'all, for letting me know. Okay, I'm going to rewind it, so.
It's wrong. It's greedy people who just want to capitalize on bullshit. But me and Kay will be your sons, and
oh, you can call me anytime, sweetheart. I'm always happy to talk.
Thanks, Cody. I appreciate that. I'm glad y'all were understanding and stuck your neck out like you did and helped, and all the public that was there praying for him and everybody that was looking for him, Juliana and Angela and David and everybody that was really trying to find him and help, and he should have known. And I put the word out the night before. I told Karini, and I figured if she knew anything, she'd tell Paul. I'm going to the embassy. I'm writing him. I'm emailing him tonight, and I'm calling him tomorrow. So if there's anything to be known, y'all better tell now. So I think he's calling me on my house phone now. Let me see.
So again, how does that make sense to say it's John? So again, mom, either you know about it and you knew the plan was that this is what I think happened. I think the court, and I said this on the previous live, I think the court told Paul, your court's coming up on Wednesday. You better be here. I think Paul tried to call and get an extension on it so he could stay in Brazil longer. And the judge is like, no, you better be here by Wednesday or I'm issued a bench warrant. And so Paul was like, well, I don't want to make it back or I can't make it back. So I'm going to have to act like I'm missing. And so then he talked Karini into making that post. Now, I don't know if the mom was involved, but her actions now seem really sus. They do seem really fucked up now. I think the mom was an innocent bystander and she got dragged into it. Now she's trying to cover for her son by putting it all on John, is what I feel is actually happening. But the blame should be on Paul. And, well, Creaney, obviously, someone needs to, no, that's who I think needs to be spoke to. I think someone needs to talk to Creaney and find out exactly what Paul said. But I have a feeling she doesn't want to say anything. She might be scared for her life because she said before she was scared to death of Paul. So I don't blame her one bit. Again, people understand it's a DV situation. So for everybody all mad at Creaney, she probably was doing whatever she thought she had to do. It wouldn't be the first time, he talked her into some shit, especially with this court thing coming up. But I think the mom's now trying to put it all on John to save her son, because of course she's going to choose her own son over John. But it's just not right, because again, this psychopath nurse Ratchet is not going to stop. She's going to make it a point to get John arrested just for the hell of it, because it makes her happy to ruin lives. That's why it's so wrong.
I was going to say, hello? Hold on a minute. Can't see it.
It's so crazy how Paul is like has like all these opportunities to call people.
I can't hear you. What'd you say? I didn't tell him anything, Paul. I just asked him at his court records, and you better listen to his live. Paul, I didn't tell him anything because I believed you. I really did think you were in danger, and I really did think you were in problems. All about court? No, I didn't say anything about that. I didn't know you. He knows everything. Do you hear?
Why is he so Paul? Oh my God, Edna.
Why is he so mad at you for talking to his mom?
All right, Paul, somebody wants to ask you a question. I violated.
Are you live right now?
Yes.
You have any idea how pissed off management and command is going to be and all this shit?
Everybody is. You think that's them? Everybody's upset with you.
Everybody.
See, look at the way she's talking. So I definitely believe the mom really thought Paul was missing. I don't think the mom's involved. I think she truly thought he was gone or missing. And I think Paul thought, oh, I'll just have Creaney post this. We won't tell my mom, and nobody will know any better. And then when court's over, then I'll come out of hiding, and then all will be well. I think that's what Paul really thought was going to happen. And so the mom, maybe she thought, well, I'll just come up for John and say, I didn't know anything about it. And then no skin off my teeth. I'll be safe. Everybody will be, think Paul's good. Maybe she thought it would all go away once they came out and said, okay, well, Paul's found. He's okay again. You know what I mean? Like, I think she really thought it was going to all go away with that. But again, the eyeball will not let it go away. She doesn't know anything about looking the other way or not being other people's business or not trying to ruin other people's lives or not get revenge just for the hell of it. She doesn't know anything about that. That's not how she works. Goodness gracious, who is blowing up my phone? Don't be blowing up my phone. Please. Okay. Right, and let's talk about that. Let's talk about that point. Honey, weren't you also stating that, John, send me the information so I can make a police report? Let me make a missing persons report. But then you said Paul contacted you to let you know he was okay. Y'all remember that? She did a post the first time John went live about it, right? There was a post that happened where she said, Paul's not missing, he just contacted me. So it could be said for you that maybe you helped him. Maybe you helped put this out there because he contacted you. There was no contact between John and Paul in that time frame, but they did contact you, didn't they? How does that work? If you knew from that first night, Paul contacted me and he's safe, he's fine, then why'd you keep it going? Why'd you keep acting like he was missing? Like, you both can't, I don't think either person's wrong, honestly. I think everyone really did think he was gone. But you're more involved in it than John is at that extent because he talked to you. He contacted you. If he's gone in the Amazon, why would he think to message you over John when he was friends with John longer? So Does anyone need to go to jail over that outside of Paul? No. But again, why are you hell bent on trying to make other people pay for what Paul did? Right. It was all that's all it's about. Again, if it wasn't for John being involved, she wouldn't give a shit that Paul was missing. She stated multiple times how she didn't like Paul. Oh, are they saying we're defending? No one's over here defending what happened last night. We're calling out the hypocrisies of what she's doing and her trying to say it's all John, it's all John's doing. When you could hear the mom is truly worried about Paul. You can hear the way Paul's talking to his mom, which is probably why his mother is now trying to turn the energy onto John. You know, she's probably trying to save her own ass, and she's trying to save Paul by going after John. Because Brooks, you know, she's leading it all. They need to get the fuck over themselves. But he contacted you first, Brooke. He didn't contact John. He contacted you. Right. It was tagging TMZ and shit. Get the girl. But are you still a real blogger, or are you back to your bullying bullshit as always, Brooke? Idiot. Not you. Her, of course.
I did not.
She's not talking about court cases.
Nobody said anything about court cases.
I did.
You know that. You know that.
What?
If
Banner can't take my court case, my business away from me because I didn't say anything about the court cases and I didn't know anything about this. That's why I called John to find out what was going on.
Like, the lady's almost in tears. So again, I don't think she knew. I think she's stuck in between a rock and a hard place right now. I think she's scared Paul's going to go to jail over this. And he should. I think Karini, if y'all don't think Karini's going to get... See, this is what I don't get. Y'all trying to put all this shit on him. How do y'all think that the cops are not going to talk to Karini and question Paul and question his mom? So it's so stupid that they're helping Brooke do this whole thing against John, because you're going to go down. The cops are going to investigate and find out why Karini posted it. And if you think Karini would not roll over on Paul's ass, she would. I think she would. Once the cops got involved, I think she absolutely would turn him in and say exactly why she made that post. It's so dumb. Like, how about y'all just admit this is what the mom should do? The mom should just admit she thought he was gone. Paul needs to admit. You know, Paul don't even have to admit anything. Y'all just need to stop the whole bullshit against John as if he's the all the reasons why this all went like the way it did. Because again, Brooke is not the one to let it go. So for the mom to go to John's and be like, stop this harassment, you don't understand. They're never going to let up on it now because they think John did all of it by himself now, when we know he didn't, by the way. And again, no one's defending John, just pointing out the hypocrisies and where it's going to be headed. It's not going to end good for anyone. Right. Oh, it did. It did. No, absolutely. I think Karini is what started the whole thing. But again, I think Paul asked her to. Or maybe he did it. You know, maybe she really thought he was missing. Maybe he didn't communicate. No, there's no way. There's no way she did those posts not knowing something, because that was so fucked up. That was really like, if someone had lost their life, Karini would have been the main suspect. Okay. With her posts, goodness gracious. That was dumb. But again, it's a DV situation, so I don't think everybody should jump onto Karini.
You're going live right now.
So, I'm not talking about court.
Well, you told them all about the court case.
I didn't tell you anything, Paul.
It was not from Edna. Not from Edna.
You hear Johnny said it's not from me. You listen to him?
It's public records.
God, I'll fucking my... Edna, I'm so sorry that you have him as a son.
Well, he thinks now that I'll leave my business because if CBS thinks we talk about court cases.
You know that too.
You can pull it up in public records.
I didn't go public on anything court, Paul. Paul, I didn't go public.
It's not Paul. It's not her fault, Paul.
I didn't go public on court.
And that's really bad right there, because Paul's saying that the court records were sealed. And they're like, how is John know anything about court? It's sealed stuff. Clearly, John's dead sense that the mom told her. I mean, the mom told him. But the mom was told that she'll lose her business. So now she's even in a worse spot. Because if they find out that she's been telling people about court, maybe she will get legal repercussions. So I feel for the mother. I do. Right. That's not even the point. Exactly. Then there's no point in defending him. Those things said last night were not good. I understand they're mad. But they need to sit there and understand, as the way Paul treats the women around him and the way he acts. Didn't he burn down the mom's house at some point? Like, that's scary shit. That's scary stuff. And Karini's scared of Paul. We know that. But I think no one really looked at it from that standpoint, that the mom is scared of Paul. As she got, I think it's so shitty. It's so shitty of Paul to do this, because that's what I think is happening. Paul is doing this to all of these women, to everyone. He's done it to he's doing it to John. He's doing it to the mom. He's doing it to Karini. It's sad. And the fact he's with the 18-year-old girl, Brooke, you're really going to overlook that? Paul's what, 30-something years old, almost 40. Is it? Wait, how old is Paul? Does anyone know? Okay, he's 40. Oh my God. Paul is 40 years old, dating an 18-year-old girl. We're just going to overlook that. I don't give a shit if it's legal in that state, in that country or not. I don't care. That is sick. But yeah, let's overlook that, because that's more important than standing up for what's right. That's more important. Holy shit. That is nauseating. And wasn't that his first young girl that he got with? How old is Karini? Does anyone know? Let's see. Karini is, I don't know, they're not giving me her age. She was born in 1996. She's 27 years old. And they've been together how long? Do y'all remember? So she's pretty young, but I think he also got with her right when she was barely legal, didn't he? Their son's 4 years old. So I think that was 6 years they've been together. So yeah, like 19 maybe 19 when he got with her. Again, he's an abusive piece of shit. Why are you just acting like, what the fuck? People put all that down at the bottom over clicks and views and what's important. I've always called out Paul for the shit he did at Karini. Always.
And she didn't.
You see, that's the only thing that Paul cares about is courts. This is all staged. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Oh, I will call the court, Paul, and say how you fucking saved the shit, Paul. I will.
See, that's true. Everything is.
It's public records. Everybody can.
But if we talk live or public on anything, court-wise, I didn't call you, John, to talk about court.
Of course not.
I didn't. I called you just to find out what the hell's going on with Paul and why it was a scam and what was going on. I knew that.
Do you see now why, like, Paul does not? This is all about court with Paul. Like, fuck.
I knew he was having court Wednesday, but I didn't know that's what it was about. And I didn't say anything about the court because I know better.
How the hell did the mom not know that court was about that? Because Karini was supposed to go and the mom was supposed to go. How did she not know it was about that situation? What is it that about when Paul escaped with the kid or something, took off with the kid? How do you not know? If you're supposed to go, how do you not know? What else would it be for? Like, is she alluding that there's more court stuff going on with Paul? How many court cases has he got going on at this moment? What a shame. This shit's sad. I really feel like Karine is going to be the whole thing but I feel like Brooke's going to do everything she can to put it on John, which I don't think it's going to go too far. Just like when she tried to get me arrested for the duck egg situation, like that'd be like people who have ducks going in the backyard and finding the duck egg and then trying to make sure do whatever you could to keep the duck egg alive, and some bitch on the internet who's never met you try to get you arrested over it. Having people harass the game warden for 3 weeks straight when the game warden already said you did nothing wrong. Like, if she's willing to do that over a duck egg, imagine what she'd be willing to do over this shit. Try to get me arrested for doing a spell to help someone. And I have proof it worked. I had proof that I didn't take any money for it. I have proof that I didn't offer any medical advice, nothing. But she tried to get me arrested over that shit too. This lady's sick in the head. But when it comes to actual crimes and people actually ruin lives, like a K word, a R word, or a guy that beats on his wife and children, when it comes to that, she can't be bothered with it. She don't care. She'll overlook all that. None of that matters to her. But shit like this, and the shit like I just said, and pull out all the stops, we got to get something done about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. The mom, Mary Staley, you don't understand. The person you're helping is going to get, if you keep this shit going with Brooke, you're going to get Paul in trouble. You are going to get Paul in trouble. Now that it reached nationwide news that Paul was missing and he faked it, that's your only option at this point. Unless she stops it and begs Brooke to leave it alone. Hell, that still probably won't stop it. That still might not stop it because everyone else knows about it now. But keeping it going and trying to get it all at John is only going to end in Paul getting in trouble and her getting in trouble. Please don't reset the details of the stories about the spells or any of that stuff. Huh? Repeat the details? There is nothing bad about both of those. I did nothing bad in either one of those. But I'm just showing the levels that this psychopath goes to try to get revenge on someone because she don't like you. Like, the fuck? So again, does anyone think she's going to stop with this? No. She ain't going to stop. She's going to keep it going. Kennel Club Dog Show. We have a 4-day dog show coming up this week. I'm so glad you're enjoying stuff like that, Adam. That is more important than all the rest. Last year, 2023, there was a talk in his live chats from Brazil, Indians performing that he's been seen with younger girls. That's messed up. That's messed up how they don't care about that. Like I said, but I shouldn't be shocked with Brooke, but I am. I am still shocked with Brooke. That nurse, hello, you're supposed to give a shit about DV. Again, if you want to help someone in this story, why don't you reach out to Karine and find out what Karine knows? Find out why she posted it. Because if you're trying to point fingers at someone, it's going to have to start with her. God, she's so fucking transparent.
To do that. So, well, since he brought it up, now if Madison gets word of that, I hope she doesn't tap me because that's not why I called you. God, this just gets better. All right, I'm gonna let you go. My husband just came through here. He was asleep in the chair and he woke up here and it's all. So.
And now you are a great woman with a giant soul and a big heart, and I just want the world to know that, like, your poor son has put you through the fucking ringer for 40 years. So
well, I hope everybody doesn't hate him because
no, I hate him. No, I do.
Because his mind works differently, and I don't know why he does what he does. I don't.
Well, I can definitely let you know that you have somebody that's on your side that will always be here for you, and I will not be leaving the country ever. Trust me on that one. So I'll always be here.
All right, well, I'll let everybody go back and try to get some rest. My stomach's been a mess anyway.
And no, we love you.
All right, well, I love you all too, and thank you for enlightening me on something I didn't really want to know about, but I had to know.
All right, sweetheart.
I know I'm going to get the rap from Paul, but I just won't answer my phone.
Paul needs to.
I mean, she's begging people not to get mad at Paul. She knows he fucked up. So sad. It's so sad because if she does tell the truth about him, then Paul's going to take it all out on her. It's shitty. To the person that was sending me messages, Cheryl, how about you get over yourself? No one's showing support. Goodness gracious, are y'all all that immature? Everyone's that fucking immature. Like, can't say, hey, this psychopath, y'all are pointing the finger at the wrong person because it started with Karini, and that this other one is not going to let go of it because she's more bent on get revenge than doing what's right, and that's standing up for the women that Paul put in this situation. Y'all are just, get over, stop standing up for him. Get the fuck over yourself. Stay out of my chat. Of course, you're going to cheer on the person that's doing it and cheering on the man that put the women in the situation. Right? Right. You don't belong here. We don't need people with closed minds here. You know, there's, if you want to follow a cult, you know where to go. I'm sure you're already over there.
It's not fair to you. It's not fair to you. Like, you did nothing wrong.
All right. Well, you all take care, and thank you for this, and thank you for everything. Okay.
Okay,
You're
sweetheart.
very welcome. If you need anything, just call us.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, honey.
Night.
And he's calling his mother, yelling at her. Meanwhile, you should be getting your ass on a damn plane and coming over here and dealing with your damn fucking children that you made. Nobody else made them. You did. I have no... His mother is a saint. She is a saint, and she puts up with a lot of stuff from him.
I told Paul last night, point blank, me and Paul had a conversation last night, and I was screaming at him for, I don't know, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. I don't know. I was screaming at him.
We kept cutting in and out, so it was about like 3.5, like around like 3.
And his reception was like great.
And let me go ahead and take care of this. I was getting some messages. I'll take care of it. Like, I don't want to fight anymore with anyone. If you're not gonna, if you don't want to be here, that's fine. Whoever it is, anyone else want to be unmodded, let me know. I'll fix it. I don't mind. It sucks, but I'm not trying to hold anyone hostage here, so that's not a problem either. I'm fixed to remove other mods anyways because I don't ever see them. So let me go ahead and take care of that. But there it is. I fixed it. I mean, I tried.
While he was still on this island.
Yeah. It just cut out. Like,
it's so amazing, like the reception that Paul had on this fake island that he was on.
Maybe his hammock swung the wrong way. I don't know, but it's just, I told you it was fishy before.
I am not gonna get tied down to this fucking fakery bullshit. Nope, not me. Sorry. I'm not gonna do it.
Like I said, they both need to go to jail.
Not today. Nope. Yeah, I'm a sucker for having a big heart.
Of course. Of course. People take advantage of it.
Oh crap! Thank you. Thank you. Now I forgot what I was saying. That's the whole point. Is the issue is not the mother or John. That's all I'm stating. That everyone needs to be mad at Paul. Paul is the one that did this to everyone, and he could sit here and say all he fucking wants. And there was just no communication. That's a bullshit ass fucking lie. He knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. It's going to circle back to Paul and Carini, but more so Paul than anyone else, because it was Paul's job to get his ass back to the United States in time for all this to go on for court. That's where it should be sticking with. All this other shit, everybody trying to point fingers at everyone else, is so asinine. John shouldn't have said the shit he said about his mom last night, about Paul's mom. She is stuck in the middle, just like he's stuck in the middle. She's more so stuck in the middle because I think she's scared of Paul. But again, to try to get this investigation going on John is only going to backfire, because they're going to go back to Paul and Carini. I think it's just fucked up. Check my Instagram, okay. Give me 1 second. Hi, S.C. Johnson. How are you? But yeah, like I said, I know why John's mad at the mom, but John, if you're listening, it's not her fault. It's not her fault either. I think it's fucked up what she's doing to you by helping Brooke, especially knowing you were just trying to help. But y'all need to keep that anger toward toward Paul. Oh, okay. Oh man. Okay. So if there's anyone else who's not wanting to be mods, can y'all go ahead and message me now so I can make sure we're safe again on the channel. So, because I don't want anybody to go haywire or anything. 2 down anymore. Shit sucks. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah. Okay, back.
That's what they do.
Let me tell you how this plays out. Paul and Carini have court on Wednesday. Paul told Carini, say I'm missing and dead. So when you go to court on Wednesday, when I'm not there, it's okay, you know. And like then Paul, this evil asshole Paul, makes his mother worry and send him like, you know.
You're missing it.
So who's you know who's on the scam? Paul, Carini, Esau, the 18-year-old. All of them they're all in with each other trying.
No, I don't feel like anyone's starting an issue in the chat. That's stuff that's been like been going on that y'all just didn't know about. It's been going on for like 2 months, probably longer, and there's just no fixing it amongst some moderators. That's all. I tried a peace summit of sorts where we all talked about it, and that worked for a little bit, and then went right back to the same issues. And I think it sucks because there's a lot of mods who still want to be here, but they want to support their, whoever it is they're rolling with. I think both mods have the same goal and intention, but it's causing 20 more other things of stress for me as a creator versus helping anything. So although I understand why both are upset, I don't want to lose either one of them, and it sucks so fucking bad to lose either one of them. They're both wanting their wrenches taken, so I'm just going to respect it and leave it outside that. I understand it's a lot that goes on without the fighting within the channel, which is why I've been not really chatting with anybody anymore, because it's just the last thing I needed. So if it's better, then it's better. I mean, if it's better for them, then it's better for me. So I support it no matter what. I understand there was just no fixing it, and it really sucks, but I can't. I can't risk the channel at the same time. And I appreciate them letting me know to take the wrench before fucking me over like some others did in the past and just going and unblocking a bunch of people or blocking a bunch of people. So I'm grateful that at least they're doing it that. So I'll give credit where it's due. I think so too, S.C. Johnson. I think the mother's been afraid of him too. He's an abusive person, but no one gives a shit what he's done. I do. Like I said, I've always hated Paul, always, because I see the shit he does to Karini. I saw it when they first started dating that was going to end bad for Karini. I saw the controlling shit back then, what he was doing to Karini. So it's just so sad. Nothing. Some mods that are always fighting with each other. They both again want to come to the same agreement when it comes to blocking and blocking people, but it's like back and forth of in-house fighting, and it's something that I try to fix behind the scenes, which I think you were part of it, Adam. When we do those stream yards and it's just private and we all join and we talk about things. We've done that before and that lasted a little bit and then went right back to the same stuff. We tried ignoring work privately. And then I was getting bombarded with what they hate about each other, what the other one's doing. So they both decided collectively tonight that they want to be unmodded. So I'm glad they're letting me know at least. So 2 mods are not here anymore. I have a feeling that others are going to follow because I haven't even seen a lot of the mods to begin with in my streams lately. So I feel we're going to lose a lot. So if anyone wants to be a mod, let me know. But for the majority of it, I've been modding anyways. So it's okay. It sucks. It really does suck because I cherish both people. But I was dreading coming here every time now, which I dread anyways, but it just made it so much worse. So, like I said, I'm grateful at least they let me know about it before it got out of control.
Trying to scam the world and good people like me and Cody and his mom and like, people, and like, and this is all on Paul and Karini. Karini started this.
Karini started it because this is what Paul told
Here's
her.
the truth. I've been at this for 4 fucking days, and now here's the fucking truth.
You left out. Paul has 2 bench warrants.
2 bench warrants, yeah.
For all this fucking shit. So of course he is afraid to come back here because as soon as he walks or he gets pulled over or whatever, even as soon as he walks into court, they are putting him in handcuffs because he has not 1 but 2. So of course he's afraid to come back here. And he's going to have to do some time because he's got 2 warrants. I mean,
which last I knew, they said that Paul was back in the States. So is he arrested? Does anyone know? Thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate it. And Adam, I'm really sad to hear about that too. Like it's something I've been trying to keep up your wraps for a while. And that's why I exploded 2 days ago because never mind. I ain't gonna say what I said the other day, but that's how it was feeling, is constantly trying to keep the fighting just to not happen. But like I said, I'm so grateful that they let me know. Okay. I think so too, but I don't know if that'll happen. I get why they're so mad. I get it. But I wouldn't have said any of those things that were said. I wouldn't have. Because I kept a feeling as a mother how that felt for her, because she didn't cause the situation, Paul did. So at the same time, I get that the anger all went at her because she's the one that went in the chat. If I thought it would have helped, I would have begged them to stop, but it wouldn't have gotten anywhere anyways. So I just stayed out of it. But at the same time, I don't think Paul's mom knows what's going to happen next. Right. Yeah, they got fucked over. To be clear, they got fucked over because the mom wanted to help. They thought they were helping a friend. They really thought the friend was in harm's way. Shitty. It's shitty. I think Karini is going to have to turn over on Paul to not get in trouble. Again, that's if they keep this shit going and try to get an investigation going on it. Who do you think it's going to come down on? It's not going. I don't care how mad psychopath nurse gets and how mad hell bitch she is on making John suffer because the other shit fell through. It's not even about that. It's she just like again, she just wants to hurt him. Look, she's an asshole, but that's not how it's going to go down. So the mom needs to make some decisions. She's either going to have to tell it like it is and how it really happened, that she thought he was dead and John did too, or she's going to go down with Paul, which I don't think she's. I don't know. It's put it all on John though, and helping Brooke go after John is fucked up.
I told you that before, John. Did I or did I not? I know you're peeing. Everybody can hear you peeing. But did I or did I not tell you that? So peeing. You told me about peeing. I know, but I'm asking you a question. Yes or no? Did I or did I not say that? He's scared as hell of coming here because as soon as he comes there, they're going to arrest him. Of course.
We even offered Paul to stay with us.
That's just common sense. That's common sense. Like, if you have a warrant for felonies and stuff like that, like he.
But Paul, you don't have the balls to fucking get any control of your kids or Karini. Because if you and Karini are capable of like pulling this fucking
we
scam,
were so fucking
you
close
do not
of
deserve
getting
to be
divorced over you.
Not divorced, baby.
Well, no, but separated. But like over you.
Karini, you don't deserve those kids. You don't.
I thought that was too far, a little bit too saying Karini. Well, then again, if she can't take care of the dogs to fucking feed the dogs when they're outside her door, can you imagine as a mom? And then I sit here and I have sympathy because as well, I'm sure that was hard for her to be in another country, away from all friends and family, and not have support because Paul don't do shit. Paul could sit here and tell everyone all he wants that, oh, I do everything for the kids. Highly fucking doubt it, Paul. Highly doubt it. He's such an asshole. I hate that man. I do. No, I appreciate my moms, which really sucked to lose any of them. It really sucked. I was really hoping things were just going to be able to fix themselves and people were just going to avoid each other. Anytime I went live, I'd be bombarded with messages about this one's doing this one or this one's doing this. And again, I think both attention was to help, but it just created, like I said, I hated it. So, but again, I'm grateful to be told of wanting the rent should be taken before doing damage to the channel. So I'm grateful at least. No, I appreciate my mods. I'm sad over it. I was sad over it weeks ago, months ago. I'm sad over it now. Okay. Give me a second. I'm getting messages from other people as well. Okay. But yeah, I don't know, where do y'all stand on the Karini front? Because again, do we sit here and take consideration that she was being abused by Paul and maybe scared of him? Or do we sit here and say, no, you should have never made the post to begin with? It's very sad. Edna does enable Paul. Abso-freaking-lutely. She does. And I don't think it started with Paul. I'm just going to say that. Thank you, Star. I don't think it started with Paul. I think it was learned. I think it started with someone else, which I'm not going to get into it. But right. Paul does it as if, like, people think Paul's just not here because he's scared of the bench warrant. No, that man wants to be there. He wants to be there. Y'all know who he reminds me of. He wants to be out there chasing tail of girls who are barely legal, if legal at all. He wants to be doing that shit. he's such a piece of shit. But they always act like they're the best dads in the world. You're not. Just because you're doing all this lip service to people who are supporting you at the moment doesn't change the fact of what you do. Oh yeah, try to use initials or something. I don't know which word to use. Well, thank you, Star. I appreciate it. I do. His mother's going to do whatever he says. You'll remember when he would call his mom and upset her over the money. Right. If anyone watched the show, which again, the last time I watched the show was when Angela destroyed Michael's car and 90 Day Fiance directors, or whatever they're called, when they helped, I think they're directors, when they watched Angela abuse Michael and they didn't stop it. That was when I was done with the show. When I saw Angela go over to Michael's, get on the plane, go to Michael's, because he didn't answer, she destroyed his car. That's when I was fucking done with that channel or that show. So I haven't watched it since then, but I remember how upset his mom would get over the things Paul would come up there saying, how Paul would call her and bitch her out about everything, and Paul was always trying to put his mom in the middle of the fights of Karini. And y'all remember when Paul was live on Instagram because the cops were coming? And Karini wouldn't let him in the house, or he was trying to take off the kid. Y'all remember that? That man is abusive as fuck. So why is everyone kissing his ass like he's all of a sudden well liked and adored, and as if all the issues on John? Paul's an asshole with or without John. Paul's abusive with or without John. Paul scams people and lies to people with or without John. Not defending anything Paul or John did last night, or Cody, what they said, because the mom's a victim too. I'm just stating. People want to do all this kissing ass of Paul just to get one over on John is weak. Craziness. Crazy.
Neither of them do.
And Paul, you piece of shit. Let me say something about like kids.
You know what? I call it pull.
It sucks. When your mother kills themselves, it sucks. Eyes. Do you want to see how Paul manipulates people? Let me show you. Here's my phone, Cody. iPad, phone, something.
iPad's here. Nobody fucking deserves it.
Paul tried to tell me last night he was going to kill himself.
Yeah. Oh, yes, he did. On the phone. Yes, he did. I heard it. Yes, he did. He might say, oh, I was kidding and everything. No, it don't matter if you're kidding or not, but you don't say shit like that.
But
the people that actually
speaking from a child who was bounced around, who had bad parents, but Paul is a master manipulator, is what Paul is.
Yes, he is.
So let me show you something. Because he said, oh my God.
And can we talk about that phone call that John played? If Paul wasn't, okay, Paul said, I didn't think anyone cared if I went missing. So Paul, which is it? Which is it? Either you did nothing wrong and Karini and John everybody did all this and you were just minding your own business, or did you do this to see if anyone cared, or did you do it because you told John you were having S thoughts? So were you doing this to test the water, see if anyone cared? Were you doing this out of desperation? Were you doing this to get out of court? Were you doing this because you saw what happened to Josh Steeder and he got all the attention and all these people kind of were worried about him? And because you're not well liked to begin with, you wanted to see if you could switch everyone's opinion. Because if John did this on his own and you were just minding your fucking business at a hotel, why would you say that? Why would you say that on the phone to John? I didn't think anyone would care if I went missing. I'm just saying. I think, Paul, you're going to get in so much trouble. If you think Brooke's really on your side, you might want to kiss her ass and beg her not to get this investigation rolling, because I can guarantee you that's where it's headed. That's where it's going to head to. And they're going to be questioning Karini. And you think, again, your mama will have your back for a lot of shit, but I don't think your mom's willing to go down for your shit. It'll be interesting to see what happens next. Right. And that's what I was thinking last night as well, is like I said, I get why John and Cody are mad at her, but she didn't deserve that last night because she's probably doing the best she can trying to pick up his mess. That's what they do, that anyways. They do it anyways. No, just kidding. Thank you. Well, they're all thinking, oh, they're all friends again. There's no friendship. Like, that needs to stop. There's not a friendship. There's not a, oh, I back everything that happens. There's not, oh, all is forgiven for what's happened in the past. No, that's not even an option. That's not even a thought I'm going to have. I'm speaking on it because I think it's fucked up that they're trying to put it all on John just because they have more hate for John than they do Paul. That is stupid as hell. I have no idea. You know what I think was worse? Let's talk about it. How many times was John saying shit on Joel and they were up there with him backing it up the whole fucking time? So if he was doing that shit last night and y'all saw me up there cheering it on or backing it up or saying, oh, he did nothing wrong last night, then you could come at me. I'm not saying that. Like I said, it's everyone knows where I stand when it comes to kids. Everyone knows where I stand when it comes to parents and family members and all that shit. I think when it comes to me and all these other assholes, I think me and maybe one other person have gotten the worst of the shit from John as far as the most streams done, bashing them, doxing them, and all that other shit. So they could take they could take a few seats. They're so pissed. They're pissing him off. Again, why does everybody act like Maria and Brooke and Ann walked away from John because he faked something instead of because again, they walked away because they were mad that John talked to Amber. Who was always calling John out on that shit? Me. Were they? No, they were supporting it, cheering it on. So when they could catch up to me and call it out as much as I can, then they could start bitching about what I say. Yeah, he's been in prison for insurance fraud and which is insurance fraud, right? Oh, and stalking. Oh, wait, him and Brooke will get along perfectly then. Maybe they could stalk together. Maybe they could be like a Bonnie and Clyde. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. But in this situation, again, it's not even about all the shit he's done. No, this is fucked up. Them trying to pin it all on John. That's the whole thing about it. She was fake outraged about what? John going off on the mom. How about you beg the mom not to go in John's chat? Why is she not mad at Paul? Why is she not mad at Karini? Why is she not mad at Miss Mary? Now I don't want anyone mad at Miss Mary, to be clear, but why is she not mad at Miss Mary? Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. Absolutely. Same here. And I wasn't over there either. I'm here. I mean, my goodness. But she was tagging TMZ. Bitch, you were tagging TMZ and all these other news publications just to try to get one over on John. Again, you don't give a shit when it actually fucking matters, Brooke. I think so too, Miss D. I think so. I think he's going to be, like I said, if they don't get Brooke to get off this shit, they're going to be in big trouble. It's not going to go back on John. It's just not. He's got all this proof, the phone calls and the text message. It's going to go back on Paul and Karini, and I don't think the mom either. Again, I think the mom is innocent. I think she got caught up in Paul's shit and found out when it was too late. But it's not going to end well. Paul's not going to get off from this if an investigation gets started, that is. I've always hated Paul. But you know who was kissing Paul's ass just for the sake of being close to John? Brooke, Maria, and they were all kissing Paul's ass because they were starstruck and they wanted the clout and the attention and they wanted to be friends, the besties to John. So they pretended like they liked Paul. I've never pretended. I'm not going to pretend. I know he's an abusive piece of shit. I know. It's so sad for the kids. It is so sad. And I think people lose sight of that too. How sad it is for those children. Right. Oh, we didn't know he said that, but they didn't call it out when they found out, did they? Did they call it out? No. Hi, Alexia. How are you? All right, let's hear some more of this.
My phone, babe. I need it. My phone. From me to him.
So this is the message John sent, and again, I was recording this as it was happening live, so you'll see me fast forwarding and bouncing back. I didn't get last night. I was in the bath and I was not going to get out for it. So it is, it was really bad. It was really bad anyway. So, okay, Paul, there are always going to be people in this world that will take you in and not give a shit about you. From the bottom of my heart, you have me and Cody and your mom and your dad who really do love you and your kids. You are 40 and need to suck it up, and blah, blah, blah. Again, why is Brooke not incensed that Paul's 40 years old and that girl he's dating is 18 years old? And again, why is she not incensed that the first post that Paul made when he got communication shit back was, oh, I'm not dating the 18-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck? And yes, she does, Johanna. Oh, absolutely, Ruby. I agree with that. I agree with that. Yes, she does. That girl has an issue backing up abusers. That's sick. Like, at least pretend to be mad about it. You can't even pretend. You can't exude any energy besides to drink and cheer on like men that abuse women. Like, maybe stand up for the mom, but don't stand up for Paul. Sickening. But yeah, she overlooks all that shit. I won't. I will not overlook anybody who's an abuser. I'm not going to. And I wasn't, sorry, right. I was never on John's when he did any of that shit to any of them. I've never been on his panel. I've been invited multiple times. I've never gone. I'm not going to either because I just can't stand by the things that have been done on that channel. But yeah, Ruby, I know. Wait, and no one's accepting it. That again, I really wish people rewind because I said I was sad and disturbed about what happened last night. And I think all the anger going at Paul's mom is misplaced and it should go towards Paul. That's all. So I already said that about 6 times now. So Ruby, if you want to rewind a little bit, but no, that was wrong. Absolutely. Same time, I also understand why John and Cody are mad at the mom, but the mom is being the scapegoat. Just like John's being the scapegoat for Paul going missing, the mom's being the scapegoat for what Paul's doing with Brooke to John. It's sad. It's a fucked up. And if Paul was any type of son, he would call it out and say, it's my fault. My mom knew nothing about it. I went missing. I pretended to be missing just to get out of court. Because again, think about this. Brooke said Paul contacted her that first night she said something about Paul missing. The night John went live and said Paul's missing. Y'all remember that first night? Brooke made a post saying Paul's not missing. He just messaged me. So all Paul had to do was contact Karini or contact the mom and say, Mom, I'm fine. I'm not missing. Or hell, why didn't he contact John and say it? Why did he wait for it to get nationwide before before the embassy? Why did he wait for the embassy to be contacted to come out of hiding to say he was safe and not missing? He clearly was not missing the Amazon. He clearly had access to his phone, and he clearly knew how to contact people. Why did he not choose to contact John and his mom? Why did he wait? So again, misplaced anger. It needs to be with Paul and Paul only. Oh, yes, she was. Yes, she was. Son of a biscuit eater. Sorry. It's weird. Are you friends with John? No, no one's friends. Nope. No, ma'am. And I'm sure he would tell y'all that too. There are no friendships. There's no forgiveness. There's no forgetting. It's trying to focus on other things. That's it. And again, the reason I'm speaking on this is because Brooke's going to get arrested for what Paul did, and it's dumb as hell. But that's the whole point of that situation. It's on pause while I was recording it, but John and them saying they're going to put Paul up to stay with them if he wants to come back to the United States. And how does that look? How are they trying to make it look like John did this all on his own, but he's sitting there begging Paul to come clean and saying that you come back to the States, you can stay with us, and then telling him to stop messing with 20-year-olds, well, 18-year-olds, which is way worse. Bad influences, or what did it say? Okay. Sorry for the tough love, but it comes from a place of love, and you need to get away from strangers. I'm guessing is what it says. Strangers and 20-year-olds. Bad influences, because we're not spring children. I thought it said children. I was like, wait, why did he say children? No, spring chicken. It looked like children. I will never turn on you. You have to have faith in yourself and the others that truly care about you. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's the whole. That's to tie it in a bow. That's what I've stated from the second I started.
Shot.
Do you need a stand?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know. But he was saying
You don't have
that he was going to kill himself.
You don't have the voice.
But Paul, you don't have the balls to fucking do it.
John, you don't have the voice saying that like when he said it. I thought that like he did like the little thing because I heard it. Oh, maybe he was on the phone with it.
And I said, you're 40 years old, Paul. You need to get your shit in fucking check.
Yeah, well, but did he send you like one of those like little voice like recording things? Because I heard him say it. Was it on the phone?
Then it reads, Paul says, I like the indigenous here. I just don't like the bugs. So John and them are offering Paul to come to the States, get his shit together for the kids' sake and all that. And Paul's just still going on and on. Oh, I like the indigenous here. The fuck? John goes, so you'd rather be with indigenous Brazilians than with your sons. Paul, I love you and I'm giving you every opportunity to fix things. You know, I have some type of pull. If they really thought that, like this, again, how do y'all just overlook the shit Paul's saying? He's not even taking it serious how freaked out everyone was. He's not even taking it serious that the embassy got called. He's not even taking it serious that Creedy, and then he was talking to John on the phone saying, oh, well, Creedy was so mad. You think? Can't imagine why. But everybody was going to Creedy demanding answers, so that's probably why she was so pissed. But again, now all of the attention's on John, not Paul. So dumb. I do hope John and Cody put that energy toward Paul and no longer Miss Edna, because it's her son. She's going to come to his defense. She's going to do whatever he says for her to do. But I do feel when the cops get involved, which we know is going to happen, Paul, your mom's not going to save your ass anymore. And the fact that you would even want her to try to cover for your ass for what you did, that is some sick shit. That is some sick shit, because I can tell you this, my son would do anything possible to not have the attention on me if he did something like that, which he wouldn't, but still. My son does everything he can to take the attention off of me when it comes to stuff like that. Well, it's hard to put it in its explanation because it never happened, but still, I know if anything were like that happened, my son would do whatever he could to protect me from the bullshit, not throw me right in the middle of it, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I think she's scared of him too, Johanna. I think so too. I think she's scared of him. Like I said, I don't think the abuse started with Karini, because he went to jail for stalking his own girlfriend. And yes, he's an arsonist. He lights shit on fire, which if you look up the warnings about people who are arsonists, it's pretty scary. It's right up there with people who grow up hurting animals becoming K words. It's pretty alarming. I mean, look it up. There's all kinds of studies on people who do that. There's another word for it though. It's not arsonist, is it? I keep thinking there's another word for it. But like they're talking about the violence and how, abusive they are and controlling and narcissistic and all that. But I don't think it started Karini, and I don't think his poor mama. I feel so bad for what she went through last night. He's beyond weird. He's an abusive asshole. So sad.
For help. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
So Paul's saying he would rather be like in the Amazon than with his kids.
That's what I heard.
So you'd rather be in like look.
That's what I heard, and I said to you, I said, John, do you remember like at all like what I said to you? I said, oh my God, so this guy rather.
Can I just ask why Paul didn't apologize to his mom about, I'm so sorry I scared you. I'm so sorry, John, that y'all thought I was missing. Why is there nothing? There was no apology or sympathy or empathy whatsoever for what Karini, John, and his mom went through. I didn't see any of it, or I didn't hear none of it on that phone call that John played. The first time that the mom was supposed to have heard from Paul, and it will rewind and it'll go back to it in a minute, was he was chewing his mom out for being involved with John on a live, talking about it. That was the first thing, allegedly, that he said to her. He knows exactly what the fuck he was doing, because again, if my son was not speaking to me for whatever reason, it's not preventing him from speaking to me, and he knew I was freaking out like that, any version of freaking out, he would apologize. And that's happened in the past where he didn't contact me for a little bit, and I freak out because usually he calls me every day. He's like, oh, I'm sorry I made you worry. I don't want you to worry about me. There's no concern. No, you don't give a shit. You narcissistic piece of shit. Sorry. That's where I'm going to keep my anger on Paul where it belongs.
Rather be in the woods running around. Like what I said to you, I said, oh my God, so this guy rather be in the woods running around being all crazy. And I even made a joke. I said not double wrapping it like around his dick, because that's what he did on the season. I said, and not running around with a skeeter net either. And he's running around that damn Amazon. Like,
I even offered Paul to stay with us, me and Cody.
The Amazon does not.
Look at that comment at the top that Paul says, Americans all hate me. So please tell me he wasn't setting that up on purpose to test the waters to see if everyone hated him. That statement right there, along with what he said to John, I didn't think anyone would care, tells you he's guilty. Tells you he knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. I think Paul really thought he would just go missing and the court would just continue it or carry on with Karini and the mom and not give a shit that Paul was there. I truly think that's what he thought was going to happen, and that when it was all said and done, when the court was over, he would then be like, oh, I'm safe, y'all, and it would all have gone away. I think that's what Paul thought would happen. I think that's what Karini thought would happen, and I think the mom truly didn't know what was. I think she was lost just like John and them were. How do they not understand he planned the whole shit out? So, Brooke, if you actually give a shit about someone scamming the world and faking their disappearance, maybe point the fingers at Paul. Why don't you get Carini up there and find out exactly what happened? Yeah, John is rightfully mad about Paul, rightfully mad at Miss Edna, but the anger he expressed last night should have went toward Paul, not Miss Edna, because I felt like she got caught up just like John got caught up. And the person who's the reason, if Brooke would just have not gotten wind of it, I don't think it would got how it did last night. But I'm telling you, she's not going to let up. She's going to try to get him arrested over it, which is so stupid that they don't see that.
They have mosquitoes like crazy. Like, you would not survive out there. And we did actually, yes, we did. We told Paul, yes, to actually come here to the house and stay with us. Nobody will know where you are or anything like that.
They're saying, come stay with us. Me and Cody grew up without fathers. They're not going to come pick you up in New Jersey. Paul, that would have been your chance. Again, the fact that you're now doing that to John and Cody when they're trying to help you out like that, you're an asshole, dude. You're such a prick. They get the twitching to start arsonist. Wait, huh? You mean like addictions to it? No, they don't care. John is rightfully. Oh yeah, I read that one. He is an emotional mental being. That he is.
But nope.
And that's Paul.
I mean, obviously, if he came here now, then yes, people would.
So,
know,
according to this, I would much rather like Paul have no contact with his kids and Carini.
No,
because they are two fucking scammers.
They both need to go to jail.
They're two fucking scammers who don't deserve to have their kids. They don't. They do not deserve to have their kids, and CPS is right in every angle for taking them away from them because God, Lord knows, like, you know, a horrible situation. I'm sorry, sweetheart, whoever you are. Carini posted that Paul was missing and dead.
Yep.
So do you think that she needs to have control of children? Carini started this whole thing saying that Paul was missing and dead. So you to feed the fucking dogs, and you want her to take charge of children? Okay, every day and feed those dogs. Tell me that Carini is a mother. Get the fuck out of here because I'm tired of this shit. Those poor dogs don't get any love unless Paul's mom shows them love at all, ever. And Carini can't even go outside and feed them.
Which goes on to show again why, Paul, you don't need to be around. Like, Paul, they are your dogs. Do what's right and get those dogs a new home. Don't put it on your mother to just take care of them still. And Carini still clearly is not attached to the dogs. Absolutely, Johanna. That's exactly what it is. Y'all give me a second. I hate to do this, but I need to. If I just play it without speaking, I could get in trouble, struck. So I'm going to have to pause for a second. Y'all give me a minute. Yep, sorry about that. I had to go to mom mode. Okay. She's going to bed, but she asked for a drink, so I had to get up, get her some water real quick. Because she's not allowed to get back out of bed. To be clear, she's having issues with insomnia. She's been dealing with that for a while. I'm doing everything I can, the melatonin, took her to the doctor. The doctor said, try this. He said there's a healthier option of some of this. Anyways, I don't want to share too much because we have psychopath stalkers who like to turn everything into a field day and call CPS for shit that I didn't even do wrong. And so, but sorry, I had to take a break for a minute. But yeah, Brooke doesn't care. She only cares about triggering John, which is, if she truly cared, she'd ask Paul more questions or ask Karini. Like, they both need to leave the mom out of it, in my opinion.
Karini can't go outside and feed them. Paul's mom has to go out of her way every day to make sure that those dogs are okay, who are tethered to the house, who can't fucking, eat. Like, what a joke. That Paul's mom has to go out of her way to feed these two dogs and walk them or whatever when they're tethered to the house and can't leave. And
yeah, there's these videos on YouTube. They do the white noise. They do rain, thunderstorms. They have one that does like driving, and it's raining outside, so it sounds like you're in a car. So you got the driving sound and the rain sound. Like, yeah, we do definitely do all that. But I do appreciate the advice. It's just her Sonia. I was the same age when my Sonia started acting up, the same as my son. So I don't know what else to do. I already took her to the doctor, and they're like, just try this, but it's not getting any better. But something's got to be done. This is all the time, and I mean, even with her waking up at 6 a.m. and playing outside and all these, she's still having this issue at night. This is why I'm still a moon, because when the moon comes out, I could be tired all day long. The second the moon comes out, boom, energized. So yeah, that's what. So it runs in the family. But as far as your statement, Johanna, yeah, it's because Paul told her to post it. Again, I think she did it out of fear, and maybe she thought she would win custody of the kids if she just made it look like Paul was missing. I really don't think Karini understood how bad this was, what Paul did.
Karini would rather shit on them than feed them. What a fucking bitch. But that's how this works in the Staley fucking household. And those dogs need to be like taken away, honestly.
Well, definitely that. Magnesium will help with sleep. I will definitely try that. I got her this lotion. It's got the melatonin in it and some other essential oils, and that I put on the bottom of her feet already. But I've never heard about the magnesium, so I will try that. Thank you. Oh, hold on.
That for him, because we all want to believe that he's a good guy, but he's not. And he put my my credibility on the line. It was not Edna. That's Paul's mom right there. It was not Edna that told me about the court. It was somebody right before this live started that told me about it. And that's why I'm so fucking mad. It was never Edna.
Which again goes to show what a piece of shit Paul is. By the way, those that are in John's chat, I'm just curious. Did y'all actually like Paul, or did y'all just put up with him for John's sake? Because I've always hated that asshole. But goes to show you that's what they do. That's the gaslighting shit. She has something with the lavender oil lotion. I mean, the lotion I was talking about does have the lavender oil in it. Like, what an asshole that instead of explaining to his mom what happened, he jumps her ass for talking to John. He jumps her ass for being on live, and he jumps her ass about the court situation. That irks me. Why do abusers do that to people? You get everyone worried about you because you chose not to reach out. You chose to let this go on because, again, you said you were never missing, so you clearly could see what all was happening. Bullshit for him to say he didn't know. He knew. There ain't no way he didn't know. But instead of apologizing and being appreciative, it's how dare you. Look what y'all are now. Look, now everyone knows I did this for clicks and views. Now everyone knows I did this to get attention. Now everyone knows I did this to get out of court. How dare you, assholes? But go ahead, Brooke. Again, keep cheering it on. Keep helping Paul. And you could have stopped it because you said he reached out to you. But Brooke, here's my question. You said he reached out to you, right? Then why were you begging John to still send you all the shit so you can make a missing persons report? If you knew from the jump it was all shit, and you said he messaged you, why didn't you put a stop to it? Why did you ask for the info so you could do a missing persons report? Because you didn't know, just like the majority of everyone else didn't know. Everybody was waiting to hear from Paul. But again, no questions for Paul, right?
Yeah.
Just a bunch of whispering between each other right now.
Well, his first, story after he was, found. And, he's saying like I want to thank people for trying to find me or whatever. No, his story is, I'm not with this 18-year-old girl. Paul, I'm not stupid. And you need to stop lying. And Karini is no better. Him and Karini were in this together because they have court on Wednesday. And what a great way to show that Paul, with his 2 bench warrants, can't come to court because he's missing in the Amazon.
But he's not. He's in
So convenient. Meanwhile, he comes out fatter than he was before. I don't know what they were feeding him on this island that was dangerous.
Well, when you swing in a fucking hammock.
But it looks like he was pretty well fed.
The rice, beans, and pork, and all kinds of shit. And you're just swinging in a damn fucking hammock.
And for him to make everybody worry about this.
Sounds like vacation. If you weren't, then show me something. Otherwise, that's what I think.
It's a dangerous island because they feed you too much, Crystal. I don't know what to tell you. It's so dangerous that they're gonna fucking make you overeat. I don't know what to tell you. But me and
Janelle's fifth wheel over there.
Me and Paul's mom are crying, trying to figure this out. And like, here he is. And this Isa girl is in on it. This 18-year-old Isa girl is in on it.
Driving her Urus.
Karini's in on it. Paul's in on it.
That's why I said they all need to go to jail. They're using Janelle's fifth wheel.
I said if I found out that there was like something like, foul going on here, I would talk about it. And here we are. So, and you made
Paul's a bitch.
I am sick.
Asshole.
I like,
I don't care what
I haven't slept for days
anymore.
trying to find out where my friend is, and like this is all a hoax.
Where's our friend? Yeah. Fuck him. Fuck him. He can do his own shit. He's nothing but a little fucking sneaky little bat.
Yeah, which is I wish is where they kept that energy is with how mad they are at Paul right here. They had a pop-up McDonald's on the corner of the island. See, and that's another thing. Paul told John that he was on that island. And, like, Paul, if you were on this deserted island that it's supposed to be so dangerous and shit, then why are you so mad that people thought something happened to you? I don't know. I just think it's complete bullshit how everyone's treating the situation. Oh, man. Sorry, I was reading some messages. By the way, to my other moderators, if you're watching, can you let me know if you still want your wrench or not? Because I kind of need to know.
Bastard.
And Paul knows how to lie to people who care about him to make people who care about him like feel bad for him. Like,
we've seen it firsthand.
Like you
right
think.
Or wrong, John. Right or wrong. Right or wrong.
So in my opinion, Paul and Karini
you don't want to even mention
should have no rights to a child. Paul, who wants to hide in Brazil.
People that fucking care about you, and you still fuck them over. Yeah. Not anymore. Not while I'm alive.
And
Sorry,
like I cried for you, Paul, you piece of shit. I cried. I cried. My husband just came home from the hospital. Like, when and I cried for you, and I spent my whole Labor Day weekend trying to figure out where you are, and it was all a big fucking joke, Paul. All a big joke. All a big joke.
Not fucking no. I'm not dealing with him anymore. If you're friends with him, well then you be friends with him, and then boom, bye. Bye, John. You want to be friends with him? Well then you stay friends with him.
No, I will never be Paul's friend again, ever.
That's your
and
option.
it's some like, if Paul goes missing again, well, good luck to you.
Well, sorry for you.
Maybe find the Burger King on Isla Kennedy Homes, where like you look like a lot fatter.
Uh-oh, Bridget. So are you John? Because John just made a joke about Burger King and you just made a joke about McDonald's. So I don't think y'all, Bridget's not Star. It's John. Now y'all know. I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. With you, I can never tell, honestly. Like, it's so hard to know. It's almost being sarcastic sometimes when it's just reading comments, but I haven't gotten to know you very well yet. I'm still working on it because, I mean, again, I think you're Star. Everybody says you're Star. Just kidding.
Than when you went missing. Like, God, I never saw somebody come out of being missing, kidnapped, and whatever, being fatter and healthier than they were before. Like, are you kidding me? And again, it's Paul knows how to work people.
Well, Paul done.
He knows how to work people.
He ruined two,
and
he ruined two. So he lost two friends.
So what a great his mother. About this whole Paul situation. And I'm going to let the room load for a hot second. Because I don't like being a sucker.
Okay. Did you? Oh, that's right. We did debunk that theory. You are right, Bridget. Okay, so the 18-year-old was the fan of the show. Paul said he was staying in a floating house with, well, he was supposedly missing. Yes. Well, again, when he was missing, everybody who was on Paul's page said that he was making his page private to public, to private to public, to private to public, all before anyone even knew he was still alive. So he had the option to message everyone and still chose not to. He chose to keep the shit going. Why? Because he needed it to keep going before court. He needed court to think he was missing. Only when the embassy got involved did he finally admit he wasn't missing. But again, all that side over there wants to overlook all that shit. I'm not. I'm going to keep the energy where I'm going to stand for what's right. It's wrong, what's right and wrong, and it's wrong what they're doing in this situation and how people are treating it. All the way around, it's wrong what's happening. But Paul's first post when he came out was like, by the way, I'm not dating that 18-year-old. And then Karini's post when Paul came back out of the hiding was also, to the best of my knowledge, Paul isn't dating. See, this is where what fucks me up too, because Karini and Paul both made a post. First, she did the post saying he was missing, and then collectively together they both put out posts stating Paul's not dating the 18-year-old. That was the first thing that they were worried about debunking after the story broke nationwide that he was saying was, oh, by the way, y'all, he's not dating the 18-year-old. Why? Why are they don't want anybody to think that he's dating the 18-year-old? Again, it's in Brazil. It's more legal there with age than it is here. It's more frowned upon here than it is there. They overlook shit like that in a lot of ways because in other countries it's not as strict when it comes to the age, although disgusting. But they both collectively came out and said about the 18-year-old. But how does Paul even know that that was being said unless he was watching? That's what I don't get. For anyone to think that Paul was in a hotel room with his feet propped up, watching this shit go down and watching and reading everything that's being said about how everybody's worried about him, you can't tell me Paul wasn't sitting there gloating the fact that everyone was saying that even though they don't like him, they hope he's okay. And, you know, I'm so worried about him. You know, he was eating that shit up. He's a narcissist. But if he wasn't watching, he wouldn't even know what to debunk. He wouldn't even know to come out and say, by the way, I'm not dating an 18-year-old. Because wasn't it on John's that came out that he dated the 18-year-old? I could have sworn that. Now, I don't watch all these other channels, so I don't know if the other channels said it. But I only heard it from John's that he was dating that 18-year-old. So if he was truly missing again, or he truly didn't have access to the internet, he wouldn't have known to come out and make that post. Same as Karini. Sometimes I wonder if Paul has access to Karini's phone or account, but then again, if he did, I don't know. I don't think he did. I think she still does whatever she needs to do to keep Paul happy because she's in Paul's house, which we learned. We learned she's still living in his house. And if she pisses off Paul, he'll try to kick her ass out, which he'd have to get her evicted, but still. She doesn't know that. She doesn't know how the laws work completely in the U.S. So maybe she thought she had to do that so she could still keep her home. Because right now she's got it made. In her eyes, she thinks she's got it made. She doesn't. I don't know. It's a fucked up situation. There ain't no telling. But she was covering for Paul with that 18-year-old. And again, why is Brooke not, I keep saying again and again, I'm sorry about that. Why is Brooke not upset that Paul's with the 18-year-old girl? Why is she not upset his first post was about that girl instead of, I'm fine. Thank you all for looking for me. Nothing. Girl, I can't wait till Paul throws your ass under the bus. I can't wait. And Paul, I can't wait till she throws your ass under the bus. If there's any justice in the world, Paul, you'll go to jail for what the fuck you did. I don't think Karini should get in trouble. And I don't think Miss Mary should get in trouble. I think they both were victims. So they did what they had to do. In their eyes, at least. I wouldn't have done it, but again, when you're in those situations, you can't see past it. Right. I mean, he is a he's a monster to women. Creedy wasn't the first one, but Brooke will overlook that. It's all about revenge, all about revenge, all about revenge. She doesn't like. She is so evil. Again, and if she didn't have her hooks onto this situation, I don't think anyone would be hung up on it like they are now. Because John's hell bent on proving he's innocent because what Brooke's doing. Paul's hell bent on proving he's innocent because Brooke's trying to get an investigation going into the whole thing to try to get someone to hold someone accountable for scamming the country. It's so asinine, the whole thing. It's stupid it's come to this.
I don't like being used. And this is all so disgusting. And I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, guys. I'm an idiot. For the people that cared, you're all idiots. And I can't believe he did this again. No.
The irony in this whole thing, right, Maisie? Because I always was discussing when John would have Paul on. I always said, why are we giving that abusive piece of shit a platform? He's only going to get up there and lie and try to protect his ass and throw everyone else under the bus. He used to do it to Karini all the time. Y'all remember that? When John would interview Paul and Karini would be upset about it because Paul would get up there and just trash Karini. He would say the most awful shit about Karini. And I used to feel so bad for the girl. And Brooke would be up there just going along with it because she's fine with it. As long as she likes the person, she's okay with whatever they do. I always been horrified at that situation. But like you said, the one time John finally decides to call Paul out for his bullshit and what he does to people, now Brooke wants to be now she wants to come to Paul's defense. Now that tells you right there where her morals and standards are and what her priorities are. I don't understand how the fuck she tries to tell anyone she's an advocate for any type of woman at all. So fucked up. She is. She's got a sickness. She's got a fucking... Remember when y'all remember the whole Rocco thing where Rocco said he witnessed Jeffrey Paschal do something to an underage girl or a girl that was barely legal or whatever? And Brooke, they waited till Jeffrey got that sentence. It was behind bars. They waited all up to that point till he got that 20-something years to finally stand up and say how they always hated Jeffrey and how they knew a shit that Jeffrey had done before. But now she said she's always been against Jeffrey. No, you weren't. You used to kiss his ass. You used to be in the comment section cheering his shit on when he would go live on Instagram. You used to be on John's channel when John would go live with Jeffrey and you'd be cheering it on with him. So get the fuck out of here, Brooke. You don't stand for a single fucking person. And remember when Brooke got so fucking mad at me that I was like, I can't believe she tried to keep that secret for Jeffrey all this time. What the fuck was I supposed to do, Siwa? Was I supposed to report it? No, but you should have called it out when it happened. When it first happened, you should have called it out. You should have refused to align with him in any capacity, knowing what you knew. Because I didn't know he did that shit, and I still called his ass out. Because unlike you, I will always believe the woman when it comes to men that are proven to be abusers. I will believe the woman and give the woman the benefit of the doubt way over that man. Any men that have a proven history with that and have multiple women stating that they do these things, you shouldn't sit there and just it shouldn't fucking matter what you feel about the victims. It shouldn't matter. But to Brooke, it does.
Well, what he has done to me, to my husband, even to our cats.
And his mother.
And I'm not done yet. To his mother, to his father, even to his dogs and everything else. This is not a joke, y'all. This is not a joke. What you do like this is not cool. You put stress and strain on somebody's family and their
many people's families.
Yes. And also not even mentioning like Angela and also
Juliana, Larissa, Carmen.
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes. Of what you did. And all this is okay with you? This is not okay.
I'm so big.
This guy right here has not slept.
Yeah, Natalie gave Jeffrey Paschal, was it $20,000? It was either $10,000 or $20,000. Gave him $10,000 to $20,000 to help Jeffrey Paschal beat the case, knowing what the allegations were. There had been no way in hell. There would have been no way in fucking hell. I don't care if I was a billionaire, I wouldn't give him a cent. Just wow. I just, but they're the good guys. Because you know what? If it was any other blogger besides John had broke this case and was speaking on it, she would have went ham on Paul if it had been anyone else. Well, not me, of course, but I'm not a blogger. I'm not pretending to be a blogger. I'll never pretend to be a blogger. But any other blogger, if they would have gone live and had Paul's back and really was trying to help find Paul, and then come to find out Paul was never missing, Brooke would have went off on Paul. If she liked them, at least. But because it's John, no, Paul must be in the right. She went, like I said, she had it ready to pin it on John from the jump. From the very fucking beginning. She was making comments. If John's helping Paul scam the country, hell hath no fury. She already had her mind made up. That bitch is not ever, she's never after the truth. She's after getting something over on someone she doesn't like, as we've seen her do 1,000 times before.
He has not slept. He's tried to sleep. He got some sleep, but barely any sleep because he still gets up checking on his phone to make sure everything is like, oh, well, did I get an update? Because I need to find out. And they don't.
Okay, so I haven't watched any of the streams that she's done on it. I've seen someone send me screenshots of the comments she's making on Instagram. What is Paul, like, what are the charges for? So he actually went to the police and filed, but see, the mom said he didn't file any charges. Or she said she didn't file any charges. See, okay, so when John was live last night, John was like, someone said, Brooke and them said that they went to file charges on John. But then Miss Mary said, I didn't file a single thing on John. So which is it? Paul, did you file charges with your mother like you claimed? Or were there no charges? Like, I think they're just trying to scare him, because I can't for the life of me think what the charges would be. Like, no money was exchanged, so it won't be scamming or anything like that. There was no money exchanged to, like, raising funds to go find Paul. So it's not that. John didn't make the missing police report to help Paul. Like, Paul would be the one that would be guilty in the whole fucking thing. Harassment. When John's kissed Paul's ass this whole time until this thing happened. So he's going to go to the police and say, officer, I was not talking to anyone except the people I wanted to. I didn't talk to anyone for a week. And this guy went live, who was a friend of mine for years, trying to help find me and try to rally support to help locate me. I want to file charges. That is so asinine. And you know, if it wasn't for Brooke's fucking urging, he wouldn't be going to file. But then again, maybe he would, because if he doesn't, then the court's going to be looking at Paul. Paul, you are so dumb that you think you're getting out of any of it. Because there ain't no way that judge is not going to want something done about this. I don't believe for a second that it's over for Paul. Like I said, Paul, if an investigation gets started, they're going to want to talk to Karini. They're going to want to talk to your mom, and they're going to go talk to you and John. And John and them have all the proof. You don't. Your mom doesn't have much. Karini and you are going to be the ones that are going to go down for it at the end of the day. Preferably you, but Karini's probably going to get a little bit of trouble. So fucking dumb. So dumb. This whole thing is so stupid. It's so easy to fix. So easy to fix. But Paul, again, he's never going to admit his wrongs. If it's going to affect him negatively in any way, he's not going to admit any of it because that's not what they do. A fake fucking bitch. Fake as hell. What? Wait, the Brazilian government requested files for what, though?
Don't care.
Nope.
He don't care.
Don't care.
Meanwhile,
Don't care.
he don't feel good. I don't feel good.
I
just
woke
got out of the
up
hospital,
today
so
shaking.
everything else is still.
I told Cody, I'm like, we had to take me to the hospital today because
Get the hell
I haven't
out of
slept
here.
in 4 days, and like I don't feel right. My body's not like right. So
You don't understand what you're doing to other people with their marriages and
their lives
families.
and their livelihoods and like whatever. Like it's all a big joke, right? And I told y'all
I
over
wish
the
I
course.
could get out of the shower with a towel on my head and just smile.
I
but I
told you
can't.
over the course of the last 4 days that yes, there's a great possibility that this was staged, and it fucking was. And Paul Staley, I am done with you.
Yeah, don't ever.
I am done with you, Paul Staley. I am done.
Yeah, no, you mess with our
I am
lives too
done
much.
with you.
You need to really go check into rehab and get help because you are too crazy. You are crazy than crazier. You need to get help.
You know,
This
it's
is
like
BS
me and
what you
Paul's
did.
mom. Like the only people who are innocent in this is me and Paul's mom, who've been trying to figure out how we could find this stage thing. And you know what I just found out 5 minutes ago was that Paul has family court on Wednesday.
Is this why you did it?
I just found that out.
My God. Wow.
So wouldn't it be a great way? I'm like,
And I want to point out that John and them went live saying this after, this was the day after they had the 2-hour phone call with Paul. I don't know if y'all remember that. Remember John said he recorded the phone call? Well, this was the day after that. So I think John and them was like, now I know for a fact Paul staged it. Maybe me and Miss Mary need to go live and make it clear that we're not involved in it to save our asses. Well, John's actually innocent, but I have a feeling he was trying to help Miss Mary, maybe. I don't know. So this is after they had the phone call. So I think John knew that this was going to blow up in Paul's face, and he was trying to get away from it for good reason. But with Brooke, that's not an option. She's not going to let it go. She's not going to let that happen. But I'll say this, hey, Miss Mary and Paul, why don't you beg Brooke not to go forward with this shit and see how fast she'll turn on you? See how fast she turns on you. Why don't you message her and tell her that John actually did nothing wrong and see how quick she'll throw your ass under the bus? Not that I feel bad for you, but still. Yeah, how the fuck is he still over there in Brazil? How's he still in Brazil? How are they not extraditing him back if he's got bench warrants and all this shit in the States? Because didn't Paul actually get kidnapping charges before he went to Brazil? So how the fuck is he not already being forced back the Brazil's just going to keep letting him come back? Knowing that shit, they already barely let him in for the last shit he did. How are they still letting that man keep coming back? I don't understand. Oh, okay, there it is right there. Yeah. Well, apparently all the people who live in Brazil, I saw the people in the chat saying everyone saw Paul walking around in the streets when he was supposedly missing, and that everybody was contacting the embassy and police and stating Paul's not missing, he's fine, and the embassy stated, "Oh, we don't have a missing report for him." So, who was supposed to get that started? And again, Brooke, if Paul contacted you the first time it broke, why were you trying to get one going? Because there you made a community tab post saying you wanted to file one on him. But if he contacts you, why were you still trying? So stupid, this whole thing.
Paul has family court on Wednesday, so
He's not welcome here. I'm sorry. Nope.
So what a great way to avoid family court by saying that you're fucking missing. Sorry.
You said don't cuss.
Get ready, Paul.
And this is all a fucking joke.
He put us through the ringers. Through the ringers, y'all. Y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea. His mom knows because we went through the same thing that John, me, and her.
And you know, like I will call it like I see it. I will call like I see it, and like you know, I don't want people thinking I was in on this because I wasn't.
Nope.
Ever. I was just trying to help his mom out because I thought that this poor guy, who I consider a brother, a friend, whatever.
Nope.
And
Paul did what he needed to do. And
what better way to not show up at court was if you were missing in the fucking Amazon.
He didn't care. He didn't care. He said that he was eating food and swinging in a hammock. So that's what I wish I was doing. Right, John? What do you want to do?
It was all staged.
He did this.
It's so crazy that Paul appeared when he knew that his mother called the embassy.
Which again is why I say the mom's innocent, because if she was really going to call the embassy, and from the sounds of it, she was going to, then no one should think that she was in on it. I know that John and Cody were saying that she was in on it. I don't believe for a second she was in on it. I don't think that woman decided to wait 60-something years to try to get wrapped up in shit like this and risk going to jail for Paul. I like that woman enables her son a lot, but I don't think she's willing to do that. So I don't think she was in on it. I think she's a victim, just like these others are. So freaking sad that Paul will do this to his own mom. Oh, that is right. Yeah. Was he in Manaus or was he in another part? I know he told John and Cody he was on the island, but then other people said no, he wasn't. He was fine walking around in Manaus. So that right there proves Paul's a liar.
And this, that, and the other.
Yeah. And said that people are starting to look for you. Then all of a sudden, oh, now I got a phone call. Oh, look. Oh, now he's got messages and he can text and he can do all this stuff and everything else.
And then Paul makes a public post today.
Exactly.
About, Paul's first post after he's been found in the Amazon and all this bullshit was that, like, to clarify, I am not romantically involved with Issa in any. Paul, how about why don't you thank me and your mother and Larissa and Carmen and Juliana and Angela for trying to help you. Your first post is this, and fuck all of us, right? That we're trying to help you. You manipulating us, right? That we're trying to.
See, that's some fucked up shit. in any way. She is engaged to marry blank, her fiance / boyfriend. I see and talk to her and her family every day, and her and her family's blah 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 blah. And then Karini did a post saying the same shit. The fuck? Not that I believe it. I think that they are. I think they're it's more than that. But but again, that's what you're posting. That's what you're doing when you get your connection back, instead of telling your mom everything's fine, or telling John as soon as you could. And you kept it going for days, Paul, because you messaged Brooke the day it broke.
Gonna help you? You manipulating piece of shit.
Meanwhile, his mother even said to you that John and all these other people that he's
so
reaching out to from the cast members and everything, but you didn't want to do nothing. You're a fucking douche. You're a douche. Stay there. We don't need you in the fucking United States. Stay there. Stay there.
So his first post after being being found was not, oh, let me thank John Yates and his mom and all the people who are racking their brains trying to figure this shit out for 4 fucking days. That's not his first post. No. His first post is about him trying to clarify that he's fucking some 18-year-old in Brazil.
Yeah. He didn't want to be found.
I don't care. It doesn't get monetized, whatever, because you're a piece of shit, Paul. You are a fucking piece of shit, and I will never be your friend again. And I only hope now that you do get lost in the fucking Amazon jungle and no one can fucking find you when no one cares about you any fucking more.
You put us through fucking hell. You have no.
John said that Paul's mom told him, but when Paul calls on the phone, which we're going to hear the beginning of it in just a minute, because when I played it at the beginning, it was already mid conversation, but you'll hear the mom call again, and then the Paul, all this shit again. But John covered for the mom and told Paul that it wasn't the mom that told him, but the mom's the only one that can know, because the documents, the court thing's supposed to be sealed. So it had to be someone from the inside. That's the only person that could have told John. Yeah. Oh, did he? What? When did that happen? Let me go look. Is it still up? How fucked up. So they're going to blame that on John too, aren't they? It's John's fault the mom didn't get the kids. Is that what they're going to do now? He's such a prick. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, there it is right there. All right. Breaks my heart because of John. My mother did not get to see my kids this weekend. John on his successful mission to not allow. Wow. What an asshole. Let me show you. You're right. Thank you for the insight. I mean, because I don't check my Instagram, and I sure as hell don't check Paul's normally. But I mean, I'm telling you, I really don't like that dude. Let me make it larger. Breaks my heart because of John. My mother did not get to see my kids this weekend. John on his successful marriage to not allow my mother to see her grandchildren. So that was John's mission, was to not allow your mother to see. Paul, it's your fault. It is your fucking fault. You should have told your mom when you had access to your phone. You should have told your mom then. You're the one that allowed this shit to keep going. You're the one that allowed John to keep thinking you were missing. Fucking prick. See what narcissists do? This is exactly why we made Fan Club and why he takes it down. We wanted to warn people about him before they fell prey to this evil man and his evil hags. Oh, this is his mom. John got very angry and turned on me because I talked to you. Talk about Brooke. Now he is threatening me with trying to make sure I never see Paul's children. He is getting other innocent people involved. I wish so much I had never trusted him. Paul warned me he was like this. But Paul, you used... Really? You knew all along John was like this, but you had no issue going on John's channel to talk about Carini when you wanted to trust Carini, did you? What an asshole. I am so grateful that this wasn't a tragedy. I believe John was hoping it was now, sadly. He said Paul was his little buddy in beginning and very sympathetic towards me. After I spoke with Panhandle and Blobby, I am a fake and a phony. Please, John, blog on something else, and please leave me alone. I trusted you. That is on me. Also, John called me at 3 in the morning when all this started. That is just fucked up. That is just like, this is crazy. Look, y'all, there's plenty of reason to not like John and have an issue with John without y'all doing this. Y'all have to understand. In this instance, he didn't do anything wrong. Goodness gracious. Y'all are willing to back up Paul for all of this, really? It's just, what the fuck? This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you, Crystal. Today is Sunday. That's PJ's fault. But yeah, the mom's the one that told John. I don't even know what to say anymore. What a shitty fucking situation.
No idea what you put us through and the hours that we put in to help and try to find you, and also helping your mother that was concerned, trying to find you.
I talked to her. We were crying on the phone together for days.
No, you just think that it's a joke.
It's always a joke to you, fucking Paul. You piece of shit.
You know what?
And I really don't like this feeling of coming to John's defense. Honestly, I really don't. But if that's true, that it was all of this is happening just because she spoke to Brooke, then why did John send her over there to talk to her? Like, that don't make any fucking sense. Because Miss Staley would have never had to go on Brooks and to say that John did nothing wrong if Brooke wasn't hell-bent on pinning it on John. Brooke's the one that was trying to tell everybody that Paul faked this situation and John's helping. And was going after Miss Staley too, Paul's mom too. So if it truly is just because Miss Staley went over there, then why would John send her over there? Just justify it however y'all can, I guess. Y'all need to be mad at Paul. The mom needs to be mad at Paul. Carini needs to be mad at Paul. Everyone needs to be mad at him. Jeez Louise.
The joke's on you now, because you know what? Now you lost fucking people that cared for you. So enjoy it, and enjoy all your other little friends that you think that care about you.
I can't believe
we're done with you. We're done with you.
He made everybody worry. And I honestly thought, like, in my soul, in my heart, that, like, there was something wrong.
I was looking at fucking flights to get to Brazil to go there and find boats and everything. Me. And this is what this little fucking bastard turd does? Get the fuck out of here.
And I kept saying, there's no way that Paul can do this after the Josh fucking Cedar bullshit.
You kept saying it.
I said, no, Paul knows better than that.
And I even said to you, John, I said, do you think that he's doing this, like, just because of, like, the whole Josh? And you said, no. And I said, okay. I said, I believe you, John.
You wanted the specifics? Him and Carini were in on it.
Yep.
He texted Carini and said, tell the world I'm missing and dead. Because Carini and Paul have court on Wednesday.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
And, you know,
for a custody hearing.
They want to get and it's a final custody hearing
Tomorrow. So Paul still wasn't back when this was going on? So Paul still was it. So Paul didn't make it back for court. So he does have another. He has another bench warrant issued. God damn, man. Brooke, I cannot wait for this shit to come back on you because it will be exposed that Paul's the reason all this took place. If you don't think they're not going to dig in Karini's phone and Paul's phone and whoever, if you don't think the cops are going to dig into that shit, I can't wait for that to go back on you because you're being played like a fiddle. Just like John was played, just like his mom was played. That's going to be so embarrassing. But not that you would care, but I'm telling you, you're being played, but you know that. You just don't care. You just want to look like you're the good guy in the situation. That's it. What a fucking idiot you are.
Which I just found out. They want to have custody. Karini wants custody of the kids, which God all fucking mighty. I hope Karini never sees those kids ever again. Because you're all evil.
Her uterus taken out because she shouldn't have kids any fucking more.
Like,
too far. Too far. Definitely, but I get the anger, but I wouldn't say that to a woman.
Like this is all
Back and face your.
I don't have to release a statement. Like I will happily say that Paul and Karini should have.
Tina Marie, where in the world did I stick up for Paul? First off, where did that happen? Because I've been going at Paul this whole fucking time. Sticking up for JY and what was saying that he was played as a fool, just like his mom, just like Paul's mom was. Please pay attention. Sticking up for Paul. Has anyone seen me stick up for Paul even once? And sticking up for John, except saying he was played and he was fucked over by Paul because he was. And Brooke's being fucked over too. She thinks that Paul's telling the truth. He's not. Get a grip, Tina. Pay attention. Right. The way Paul has talked so much shit about Karini back then when they were still married, like newly married, shows exactly the kind of person Paul was even back then. Which is why I always never understood why people were giving Paul a platform. Like, but again, now Paul was telling his mom that he knew all along that John was like this. But again, when you wanted to trash Karini and you needed a platform to do it on, Paul, you went running to John. Sick. Yeah, well, but again, please understand that DV changes people and how they act. It does. So I'm not even blaming Karini for this whole thing. Paul knows exactly what the fuck he's doing to all the women in his life and the friends. And like, Paul is the one doing the whole shebang. So sad.
0.00 contact with their children because his cousin is the only person that gave his children a stable home, coming from somebody who was bounced around as dogs outside, who Karini won't let in because she's a bitch. Paul's mom is 70 and has to go to Karini's house every day to walk and feed 2 dogs in Karini's backyard. But Karini can't be bothered with that because she has a cat inside. Are you fucking kidding me? And then you want us to believe that Karini should be a mother and have full-time custody of her 2 kids? So, yeah, Karini, you should never have. I'll be the first one to go to Sloan. And I have all the psych courses and whatever else, like, but going from my own reaction.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah. The nurse is sticking up for the abuser, which is what's so sick. Why I'm even saying anything about it, because she's choosing to overlook all the shit that Paul's done just to get one over on John because her and John fell out. I have issues with John. I have issues with Eyeball. I have issues with Paul. I'm saying what I'm saying because that's what I truly feel fucking have. Paul used everyone. So everyone can sit here and convince yourself, oh, you're doing it to stick up for John. No, I'm sticking up for what's right because it's just fucked up what he did. But yeah, Brooke will be used as be played like a fiddle, just like the others were. But she's willfully doing that. She knows good and damn well she's being lied to by Paul. There's no way she can't. I think the majority of us see right through it. The second we heard about it, I think the majority of us knew from the jump he was doing it for whatever bullshit reason. And now to know it's court, absolutely makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense because we would never do that, but it definitely is clear that that's what Paul was doing. You don't have to like John at all, and you know that that's bullshit what Paul did. But yeah, she'll find out. She'll find out. But again, she's the one that got herself involved in the shit. She's the one that started tagging TMZ and whatever else place. She's the one that was begging John for the details so she could do the missing persons report. Well, again, if he messaged you that first night, why are you still trying to do that? Because it's all about getting the lead on shit. Because it became a big story. That's it.
Actions and experiences as somebody who had a shitty childhood. Those kids need to be somewhere stable. And if you think for 1 second Karini trying to take charge of them, like, I know Pierre is, he can. If Karini wants to be a mother, then she should go outside and be able to feed the dogs and maybe like walk them around the house. It'll take 10 minutes from her fucking day. And then, but she can't do that, right?
Paul really thinks if he just puts all the blame on John, he gets away with it. He really thinks he'll get away with it. That's why he was so willing to throw his own mother under the bus. Because as long as his mother was going to be with John, she was going to have to be thrown under the bus too. So at the end of the day, I'm kind of glad that she went over to that side because at least she didn't get thrown under the bus by her own son. But y'all, in the phone call, you'll hear Paul immediately trying to pin it on his mother and John. Like I said, it's about to play. That's the levels. He'll do that to Karini. He'll do it to his own mother. What do you think he'll do to other people? So disturbing. It's all right there. But everybody wants to just overlook it because they don't like John. I don't like, y'all know how I feel about him. And I'm still going to say it's wrong. You have a good rest of your night too, Adam. Thank you so much for being here. Please hit the thumbs up for anyone who hasn't done it yet, by the way. And I appreciate you being here, honey. And have a great time at the dog show.
She can't do that, can she? Miss Edna has a heart of gold. And could you imagine being Edna with a son like Paul? She needs a ticker tape parade, and we should all and I have grown close to Edna these last few days, and she has a big giant heart, and she just and Edna goes there while Karini's in the house. She goes there to walk the dogs and feed them while Karini's there, and she just getting fed grapes and living her life because Karini's so great. It's a lot y'all don't fucking know, and I might be overreaching right now with what I'm saying, but there's a lot going on, and Paul and Karini should have no access to any children at all. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. If Paul, and I know Edna, you're here in the chat, but if Paul gave a shit about his children, he'd be here right now trying to fight for them. And that's it. Why is Paul hiding in Brazil? Why is Paul not here in the States trying to get people's children? God, Paul is Josh Cedar. Like I don't know what to say anymore. Like
I was trying to get up to the phone call that's about to happen, so that's why I'm skipping forward. I'll just tell you what they're whispering about because I could hear it. But dadgummit. Cody's asking John about where's the mother, and John's like, she's in the chat. So I think that I truly think they were trying to cover for Miss Edna. So Paul wouldn't get mad at her, and then Brooke would leave her alone too. I think that they were trying to cover for her, not try to cover for Paul, but try to cover for her. So Brooke would leave Miss Edna alone, and then she threw John under the bus for Paul's sake. It's so shitty. Right. The majority of us know about each other because of the show. That's how I knew about John. I saw his Instagram because he'd post everything all the castmates were posting, and you could just go there to see it instead of go to 10 other pages. And then I saw his one stream going where he was talking about he was being bullied hardcore by Brooke and Phil and all them, and he wanted to end it, and that's how I got involved because I didn't feel like anybody should go through that. And then it's been war ever since between me and John for 2 years. So please understand when I'm saying this as someone who's went through hell and back with John for the shit that him and Brooke collectively did to me. But he stopped. The other one will not stop. She doesn't let go of anything. He says he does. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was. He played recordings last night. I didn't grab last night because it was upsetting the things that were being said. But I know another creator has played it. I'm not gonna shout them out though. But he played a recorded phone call with Paul right when he came out of missing. So I know John has it on Paul, and I know Cody said that he also has it recorded what Miss Edna said. So there's a chance he has it. 'Cause they state that when Miss Edna called that they started recording it because they knew it was shit. Like, I think they knew getting involved that this might happen. I don't know. But they said they recorded all of it. So I don't know. We shall see. But that's the only person that could have told him. It had to be Paul Carini.
The hoax. The whole thing was a hoax.
Or the mom.
The whole thing.
Paul Carini or the mom are the only ones that could have told him because it was sealed. Because kids are involved.
All of it. The whole Paul thing was a hoax. Paul manipulated his mother, manipulated me, and him and Carini were in on it. The whole thing was a hoax. All of it. And fuck all of us who were really worried. And fuck the cast who tried to help. The whole thing was a hoax. All of it. He was never missing. He used fake pings. And I put my livelihood, my health, my credibility on this because I didn't think Paul would fuck me and his mother over like this. Never thought it. But it was all a fucking hoax. All of it. All a hoax. And to try and find this piece of shit who was never missing to begin with. Like, could you imagine?
If only Miss Edna had stayed where she was, like stayed with John about how she didn't know, because I truly don't think she knew. I don't think it would be as bad as it is right now. Like Paul, no matter what, is not going to get away with this. So crazy. That is just pretty pathetic to do to your own mom. But didn't he burn down his mom's own house? So if he's willing to do that, we all know he would throw her under the bus, as we saw. Just keep his ass out of jail. But Paul is still going to come down on you. Karini's phone's going to get gone through, and Karini is not going to cover for your ass to stay out of jail. You're so stupid, sir.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine somebody putting their mother through this? Could you imagine? It's. And that's why Karini was so cavalier about it. Karini's like, oh, whatever, I don't care. Because Karini was in on it. Oh, that big giant fucking hoax. My God.
Again,
oh my God.
I think they were banking on the fact that they would just tell that to the court, have everyone think he was missing, and then when court was over, it all go away. And because of John, it didn't all go away. And because of TMZ and because of these other publications, it didn't all go away. They got in over their heads. So, just to not go to court. Like, Paul, you're going to be lucky if you get to go back to Brazil now. If you're even back in the U.S., I don't know if he is or not. But he's. God, that's so. Brooke, call it out for what it is.
Dude, like, Paul played me like a fiddle. He knows that I pull. And he used me. He's a user. He played me like a fiddle. He played his mom like a fiddle. Knowing that he just wanted to get out of court.
Are y'all cool with me just fast forwarding to the phone call because I've been here long enough? I think I'm going to.
Before I end this live, let me break this down for you one more time. So Paul and Karini have court on Wednesday, which is 2 days from now, and Paul can't be there in court because he has 2 bench warrants. So clearly Paul can't go to court because he's afraid to get arrested. And he knows if he stays in Brazil, they can't get him. And let's stage a fake fucking missing persons fucking thing. Paul, you have fucked up for the last time on my end. You did this, Paul. You knew court was there, so you told Karini to post that you were dead and missing. You're a liar and a scammer who wanted to get out of being shown in court for the final. I will never, ever, ever. I'm done with it.
Thank you.
Because this would not have started if Karini didn't post all the stuff which Paul put her up to. So, I don't know. But I'm done with Paul, and you'll never see me post about him ever again. and don't message me if he's gone again or whatever, because I don't care. Good night. Over and over again. All fucked up. I'm like, hey. All fucked up. I'm live now, yeah. Because Paul just, it's a scam. The whole thing's a scam. And we were all suckers. So I'm on the phone with Paul's mom right now. But it is what it is. The only thing that, I'm saying right now is that me and you are he was lying to you. The whole time he was lying. Not alive. All right, bye, honey. It's all a scam. It's all a scam. And he put me and you through hell. And yeah, I know no one can hear what you're saying. I'm live right now, but they can't hear what you're saying. But like, yeah, they put us through the ringer right now, and I'm done with your son. I love you, and I want to talk to you. Yeah, me too, and that's why I'm live right now, because I'm sick. I'm sick because me and you cried on the phone, and no, honey, it's not your fault. Me and you are just idiots in the scope of this whole mess. I'm done.
I hope so too, Sassy, but I don't think it's going to happen because she's trying to help Panhandling Blobby get John arrested and trying to help Paul get him arrested. So I don't think they're going to apologize to Miss Staley. And I can't even say I blame them, honestly, because she really is doing too much. Like, you're doing too much, honey. You know, like, how she knows Paul did this. She knows why Paul did this. I don't believe for a second she does it. I think she knows that she did that on, like, that Paul's the reason for this. The root of all of it. She knows John truly cared. It was trying to help. I don't know how she just, like, can overlook that John really tried as hard as he could to find Paul because he really thought he was missing. So I don't think there's going to be apologies given either way. But I think eventually when Paul goes down for this, because I have a feeling he is going to get taken down for this. I don't think it's going to be John. I think maybe then she'll apologize. But as long as Brooke's in her ear, she won't. She truly thinks Brooke's doing this for the right reasons because she truly cares. And she fucking don't. She's doing it because she don't like John. Just like her getting involved with my ex and his girlfriend is not because she truly cares. She's doing it just because she wants to hurt me. It's just, she's a very sick fucking person. But I feel really, really sad what that old lady's going through. No, definitely no. No, I know. I was so sad. Like I said, I was very sad about watching that last night. That's why I didn't say anything at all. But this is crazy that they're helping Paul do this. Fucking crazy, man. I get the anger on all ends, but this is just wrong. Wrong. Can't wait till it backfires in all their faces for they'll go through it too. It'll all backfire on them too. Watch.
I'm done with your son. I love you, and like I want you to be in my life, but like as far as your son goes, like it's just too convenient that, like, all of a sudden, like when the embassy was involved, blah, blah, blah. Always. Honey, I know.
Don't show the number.
Nobody thinks that you have any part in this, honey, but like I have to call a spade a spade. It's fine. It's just him. All right, bye, sweetheart.
What's that?
Close, Mom. You know, I'm not a fucking idiot. And I can tell when Paul decides to resurface. And now all of a sudden he has, like, you know, internet again. And, you know, it looks like he gained 40 fucking pounds on that island. They must have been feeding him well on the hammock.
So hang on. So while he's swinging there in his hammock, eating all this yummy food.
But he's in danger. And
exactly,
like he fucked up.
And he's eating all this food. But yet he can't get any reception anywhere until he called, like, well, the first time was Brooke.
Like, how does Brooke even make sense of that? The phone call that John played last night. In the phone call, John is calling Paul out on his shit. He's saying that you should not be messing with 18-year-olds. And by the way, in the phone call, Paul didn't deny the 18-year-old. I don't know if y'all listened to it last night. Paul didn't deny that he was messing with that 20-year-old girl, 18-year-old. She's actually 18. That 18-year-old girl. He didn't deny it. But now he's denying it. But, like, how do they even make sense of that? If John truly is a part of, like, the reason this is all happening, why would John be recording himself? Like, it just don't make sense. It doesn't. It's so stupid how they convince themselves of the complete opposite of what's happening.
Right? The first time he called Brooke, that's what she said. So we don't know if that's
Brooke,
really
if you want, God bless you.
But then he called his mother.
And as far as Brooke goes,
later,
I know Brooke has been going from channel to channel. Brooke, honey, you started your live last night saying that we're all scammers and something smells fishy. So I told Edna that you were live, saying that we were all lying about it. And then I gave her the link, and Edna went to Brooke's live. So let's clear it up real quick.
And that right there is why I think it's bullshit that they're trying to now spin it that that's the reason John's acting like this. It's because she went over there and talked to Brooke. The fuck? And he says he has screenshots of all of it, of him telling Edna, Brooke's live calling all of us scammers. You might want to go up there and say something. So she did. But now because John's mad that he got played, now they're trying to spin it that that's the whole reason he's upset? What a slap in the face. What a slap in the face. Hey, Miss Edna, why aren't you mad that Brooke tried to call you a scammer to begin with? Why aren't you mad about that? Why do you not care about that? Paul, why don't you fucking care that she called you a scammer and from the jump said you were full of shit? And if she knows you're full of shit and said from the jump you're full of shit, why was she asking John for the details to call in a missing persons report on you? Why? Because she didn't know any better, just like John didn't know any better. That's why. So,
I was the one that sent her there because Edna wanted to defend me and her, saying that we're not making it up. Brooke sends a text to Edna at 4 o'clock in the afternoon saying, I'm so happy to hear from your son. Then follows through with the live saying that we're all making it up. And then when I told Edna, I'm like, this is this woman. Here you go. Good luck with it. She went there defending us. And now Brooke lost the exclusive. So I'm so goddamn sorry, you bitter bitch.
that was funny. I'm so fucking sorry, you bitter bitch. Oh man, Miss Edna, you are getting like what is it called? Sleeping in the bed with the enemy. That's doing. You are getting in bed with the enemy right now. You just don't know it. So be prepared. He was bless your heart, honey. I feel so if there's anyone I feel bad about in this whole situation, it's Miss Edna. Well, I feel bad for John and Cody too, but like the worst of the worst, I feel for Miss Edna. You'll learn. You will learn, because that's why John's so fucking mad. It's because Brooke, and because now you're trying to help her when no one was even questioning John and calling him a scammer until she did. Goodness.
This is all fake. It's all fake. This whole stage event was fake. Paul was never in any danger.
Thanks, Paul.
All fake.
Yeah, asshole.
All fake. The only reason why Paul started reaching out to people like me with this mail was because he knew that the police and the embassy was involved, so he had to like show up.
Yep, because otherwise
Fake.
they were gonna find him.
Fake, 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 fake. All this.
The embassy don't count. They will come and find and do research. They will find your ass.
And everything that Paul has said, he is a manipulator and a liar and an asshole. It's all fake.
She called back, but I guess I didn't get the very, very beginning of it. So we'll just go back to where it was, because now we heard the rest of it. So again, focus on what Paul says to his mother, trying to throw his mother under the bus to save his own skin.
Bullshit.
Just adding to everything else that's wrong.
It's greedy people who just want to like capitalize on bullshit. But me and Cody will be your sons, and
oh, you can call me anytime, sweetheart. I'm
Set.
always happy to talk.
Thanks, Cody. I appreciate that. I'm glad y'all were understanding and stuck your neck out like he did and helped, and all the public that was there praying for him, and everybody that was looking for him, Juliana and Angela, and David, and everybody that was really trying to find him and help, and he should have known. And I put the word out the night before. I told Karini, and I figured if she knew anything, she'd tell Paul, I'm going to the embassy, I'm writing them, I'm emailing them tonight, and I'm calling them tomorrow. So if there's anything to be known, y'all better tell now. So I think he's calling me on my house phone now. Let me see what he's going to say. Hello? Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can get up to the speaker. Can't see it.
it's so crazy how Paul is like has like all these opportunities to call
Can't
people.
hear you. What'd you say? I didn't tell him anything, Paul. I just asked him at his court records, and you better listen to his live. Paul, I didn't tell him anything because I believed you. I really did think you were in danger, and I really did think you were in problems. Hold on, court? No, I didn't say anything about that. I didn't know anything about it. Everything. Did you hear?
Why is he so Paul? Oh my God! And
why is he so mad at you for talking to his mom?
All right, Paul, somebody wants to ask you a question. I violated.
Are you live right now?
Yes.
You're any idea how pissed off management and the man is going to be and all this shit?
God, everybody is. You think that's them? Everybody's upset with you.
everybody.
And one other thing I don't get, the people who live in Brazil, Sly, are you still here? Didn't the people in Brazil go along with this shit and try to help John locate Paul? If they're in Brazil and they know Paul's there and all they had to do was go look for him, why were they all helping John if they knew he was there anyways? It makes me think that Paul asked them to just go along with it as well. I think Paul really set everyone up. Because apparently that 18-year-old was talking to John, trying to help her locate Paul. Well, if they're all together and he was never missing, why were they trying to help John? Why did they tell John, everyone in Brazil knows where he's at. We see him all the time. Or I'm with him or something. He just really was trying to get everyone to take the bait and take the fall for him. It was on his Instagram. It's on his Instagram. It's in his stories. About it's all John's fault. His mom didn't get to see the kids. Fucking crazy shit. Crazy shit. He said John knows everything. Why does he think John knows it? Paul, Paul called and talked to John on the phone for 2 hours. 2 hours. And how would he know what John knows unless he was watching and see what John was saying? He is so more hell bent on worried about getting in trouble with the law than he is people being worried about him. It's just fucked up that his mom genuinely was upset with Paul and understood Paul caused it. And now that you're speaking to Brooke, it's completely switched.
On the court case, Mom?
I did not.
She's not talking about court cases.
Nobody said anything about court cases.
I did.
You know that. You know that.
What?
Really don't talk about the court case.
If Dennis can't take my court case, my business away from me because I didn't say anything about court cases and I didn't know anything about this. That's why I called John to find out what was going on.
You're going on right now.
So I'm not talking about court.
Well, you told him all about the court case.
I didn't tell you anything, Paul.
It was not from Edna. Not from Edna.
You hear John? He said it's not for me. You listen to him?
It's public records.
But maybe that's why his mom didn't see the kids, though. Maybe his mom didn't see the kids because it's supposed to be sealed to protect the kid's life, because if it's about child abuse, right? The fact that she did tell John about the court case, maybe that's why they cut her out. Maybe, why do y'all put all the blame on him? Like, she told John about it. She told John about this court case. And again, Paul, if you never went missing, none of this would have fucking happened. All you had to do was come out and tell everybody. You should have never had Karini post it. Again, Karini's in Kentucky. She didn't know if you were missing or not. I doubt they speak daily. I doubt she knew he was not, clearly he asked her to do that. I can't wait till, excuse me, freaking tea. I cannot wait till Karini rolls over on you, Paul. I can't fucking wait. And it will be deserved. And if you really got 2 bench warrants for your arrest, you're really just not going to come back to the States to see your kids, your mom, nothing, because you're worried about going to jail. I don't understand. What a selfish fucking asshole.
God, I'll fucking me. Edna, I'm so sorry that you have him as a son.
Well, he thinks now that I'll leave my business because if CBS thinks we talk about court cases.
You know that too.
You can pull it up in public records.
I didn't go public on anything court, Paul. Paul, I didn't go public.
It's not, Paul. It's not her fault, Paul.
I didn't go public on court. Paul,
No, she didn't.
I didn't go public.
No, it's his main one that he's got 524,000 followers. 14 hours ago, he made the post saying, "Breaks my heart because of John. My mother did not get to see my kids this weekend. John on his successful mission to not allow my mother to see her grandchildren." God, you're such a prick. Yeah, it's still there. And then he has another one after that about showing what I think is called Your Crack Elf said, I think. Yeah, Your Crack Elf and what they said about Paul's mother stating that she thinks John's doing all this because she spoke to Brooke, which they wish that was the only reason.
You see, that's the only thing that Paul cares about is court. This is all staged. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it?
I need to call back. I need to get Madison a message so she knows I didn't have any involvement with this shit.
Oh, I will call the court, Paul, and say how you fucking saved your shit, Paul. I will.
He hung up.
He said he was going to call the court and let them know that he's not involved in any of this. So he was going to, what was that equal to? He was going to throw his own mother under the bus just to look innocent. Go ahead, Brooke. Keep defending this piece of shit. You go right on ahead.
See, that's true. If anything is,
It's public records. Everybody can.
But if we talk live or public on anything, court-wise, I didn't call you, John, to talk about court.
Of course not.
I didn't. I called you just to find out what the hell's going on in the Paul and why it was a scam and what was going on. I knew that.
And do you see now why? Like, Paul does not. This is all about court with Paul. Like, fuck.
I knew he was having court Wednesday, but I didn't know that's what it was about. And I didn't say anything about the court because I know better than to do that. But since he brought it up, now if Madison gets word of that, I hope she doesn't zap me because that's not why I called you. Oh my God, this just gets better. All right, I'm gonna let you go. My husband just came through here. He was asleep in the chair and he woke up here and it's all. So.
And you are a great woman with a giant soul and a big heart, and I just want the world to know that, like, your poor son has put you through the fucking ringer for 40 years. So
well, I hope everybody doesn't hate him because
no, I hate him. No, I do.
Because his mind works differently, and I don't know why he does what he does.
Yeah, why he does what he does, because she knows Paul caused it all. Anyways, that's all I was going to say. It's just that stop cheering on this abusive, manipulative, narcissistic piece of shit just because you hate John. That's sick. Stop helping cover for Paul, because when the other shoe drops, Paul is going to get in trouble for this. Because the fact that he went and filed, if he really filed charges on John, supposedly, again, they're stating that Paul and his mother went to the court or went to the police department to file charges on John. So Paul has to be back in Kentucky. Like, I don't know how else that would work. But, I don't know. But Paul's mom said in the chat she didn't file anything. So anyways, no matter what, whether it's Brooke doing it or Paul doing it, if anyone goes forward with the police in this matter, they're going to investigate the ones involved. That means Carini, his mom, Paul, maybe the people in Brazil, find out what they knew. Everyone's going to get investigated through it. Who do you think they're going to hold responsible? Because John's got receipts. He's got the text messages. He's got the lives about him trying to locate Paul. He's got the phone call of calling Paul out and say, did you do all this to try to cover your ass? Just admit it, or, whatever. I think his butt is covered. Brooke, you're not going to get in trouble for it, per se, but you're going to look like a fucking idiot. You're going to look like an idiot. What's not okay to say? It's a sad situation, though, because at the end of the day, those kids will have no stability with the parents or the grandmother. That's who really loses in all of it. Because now, if they get found out that now again, the mother's innocent in my book, but if they find out that Carini helped Paul do this so Paul would have to get arrested, that's it. That goes out the window. The grandmother already can't be around the grandkids now because she's telling the truth or speaking on the court case that's supposed to be sealed. So that already is bad. But they lose at the end of the day. I hate it. But call it as it is. Like, Brooke, it's okay to say Paul staged this and Paul could have stopped it. It's okay, like, you can still do that and call John, like, you can, you know what I mean? Like, you still call out Paul and say you're against whatever you think John did. But try to get someone arrested over it, really? That's crazy. bet. I'm gonna wait and see what Sativa said about that's not okay to say. Which part? And yeah, I don't think it's the best what happened. I'm not cool with what happened last night. There's a reason y'all didn't see me go anywhere in that mess. Give me 1 second. Okay, I guess Sativa's not gonna respond. Yeah, Paul. Is it Paul Jason Staley? It is, isn't it? Sad situation. I get why John's mad at them, but I hope that they keep that energy on Paul, not the mother. Yeah. At least the children. Yeah, I heard that they're with family still, just not that side. So that's good. But even though that Karini and Paul are not good parents, you know those kids are gonna feel fucked up over that. They're gonna still feel fucked up knowing that they can't be with their mom and dad. So they're still gonna lose, even though they have good parental figures now or good, stable home now. All this shit. Look at all this stuff in the public eye now. So sad. Sativa, is there anything you want me to speak about? Like, you said it's not okay to say, and I'm not trying to say anything wrong. So I'm genuinely just curious what was said that you're not on board with. But I don't think we're going to get a response. And I'm tired. I've been here long enough. I've been here 3.5 hours. I was going to speak on Panhandle and Blobby, but, I'll save that for tomorrow. Because she claims she never said she wanted to make love to the guy that did what he did to me. And I have it. I have the clips. I have the clips of her. Let's see. Let me tell you some of the clips I have. And I have the whole 12-hour stream she did. But see, Brooke admitting to wanting to interview the guy in prison. Again, that's a convicted N-word, and a guy, you know what he did to me, and she wants to interview him just because she don't like me. Okay, so, and then Brooke saying she wants to know where I live so she can arrest me with cops, and she doxes my deceased relative. Mm-hmm. Brooke saying she is going to write the guy in prison as much as she can. I have that clip. Brooke admitting she doxes herself and doesn't care if it's said on YouTube. Yep, she gives out her full address, her phone number, and her full name. I have that clip. Brooke obsessed with, yeah, that was gross. I don't want to get in that one. Brooke mocking me for my SA and about me losing a baby. Brooke begging me to come on her panel and trying to pay me to do so. She tried to pay me $50 to go on her panel. No, thank you. Brooke admitting she's going to write that guy in prison. That was the first clip, and then all the others followed after that. But that's just like even the 30 minutes of watching that stream. So I was going to cover it tonight, but I really don't want to. I'll save it for tomorrow, Miss Birthday Girl. Okay, I heard they are in Alabama. Oh, are they? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Still sad for the kids. And I'm still sad for the mom. But the mom's got to stop helping Brooke do what she's doing to John, because that's not right either. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the ones that upped their membership. I will see y'all tomorrow. Now, later on today. I was going to do it last night, and then all that shit popped off. But I have to do every single day till the 21st at least. So y'all will be seeing me. Unfortunate for my enemies. And for anyone that thinks that this stream was to defend John, it's not. It's just standing up for what's right. Because I'm against what he said to Miss Edna and what Cody said to Miss Edna last night. Even though I understand their anger, I'm against what was said. I don't think she deserved that. I think the anger should have went to Paul. She just happened to be the one that came in the chat, so it all went to her. But it's still fucked up what they're doing to the guys. I'm not John's friend. There's no forgiveness. There's none of that. But that's still fucked up what they're doing. Trust. There's a lot of shit's happened in the past, and I didn't come out of the woodwork saying anything. But just like I hate Brooke with a passion, I still think it's wrong that Paul's lying to Brooke and involving her in it too. because it's going to happen. She's going to be exposed as a fool when it comes out that Paul did set it all up. That's on you. So if I'm willing to say that for her, and y'all know I hate her fucking guts because what she does to me, why don't y'all come out of the woodwork and say I'm coming to her defense? That's what I don't get about all the people that trolls. If me stating anything about I don't want anybody going through that means I'm defending them, why aren't you in here cussing me out saying I'm defending her? Because I sure the fuck am not defending her. It's just it's not right. It's crazy. I've said like 20 times, I didn't agree with last night. I didn't agree with last night. I didn't agree with last night. Didn't agree with last night. And then all throughout the show, see what quit coming to his defense. The fuck. Anyways. And I just cussed again, so now what? Oh, wait. Paul posted that the kids were in Alabama? Well, that's stupid if he did, because if they're truly not supposed to talk about it, that's not very helpful. So, yeah, we'll see what happens next. It's shitty. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'll see y'all later on. Bye, guys.
If I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored again?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though